Hey guys, welcome back to Chanel's Reality. I'm Chanel, and this is my reality. Um, so Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, all of those things, Kwanzaa, whatever it is you celebrate. Um, Jay-Z's been in the news lately because of the allegations against him and P. Diddy and the 13-year-old. And him and his lawyer have made statements that obviously aren't true. Like, oh, Jay-Z and Diddy aren't friends. They just meet, at industry events. And then Jay-Z's attorney got kind of, I don't know if reprimand is the right word, but basically the judge was like, we ain't having it. She ain't having it. And that he just can't demand stuff just because he wants to, and this, that, and the third. And then most recently, the judge stated that they could submit a request for dismissal of these allegations or this case or whatever. That doesn't mean that she is saying that it's going to be dismissed. It's just that he could at least, I guess, ask for a dismissal. And so I think Jay-Z's side of the story, or his camp, is probably very happy about that. But in my opinion, they've been doing weird things. I don't understand why. If you have the right to remain silent, you don't remain silent when it comes to legal matters. Morally, I don't think he should be silent. Morally, I think he should have said a year ago or however long ago when he found out that his friend, was being accused of X, Y, and Z. And I don't think he just found that out. I found that impossible to believe. But let's just say we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Whenever he found that out, his wife, his PR team, whomever it is, should have then said, we stand against this. You don't wait until it's at your doorstep. So now all of a sudden you're all, fake outraged, and I have a daughter this age and all this kind of stuff. You didn't care about that lady's daughter who's accusing him, allegedly. Everything on Chanel's Reality is alleged. It's, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes only. So, but to be fair, a lot of people operate that way. People don't care about GUN violence until it hits their doorstep. So their daughter is, shot or unalived. People don't care about RAPE until this happens to their daughter or their niece or them. People don't care about the AIDS epidemic until someone they know has AIDS. People could care less about homelessness until they become homeless or someone really close to them. So, and it's not to say that you have the ability to care about everything, because you don't. We can't care about every single scenario that is a hardship for someone or a disappointment or whatever the case may be, an injustice. We can't possibly be on board with all of it. It would take forever, right? But you can come out and publicly say, this shit that this man is being accused of doing, me and my wife don't rock that way. To me, he should have mentioned his daughter, Blue Ivy, last year when he denounced Diddy. He didn't denounce Diddy, is my point, but that's what I'm saying. That's when he should have said, I got a daughter at home. I would never want X, Y, and Z. I can't be associated with someone who has these allegations. Once they go through the trial, if everything is all good and, he's not found guilty or whatever it is, then I can rock with you again. But for right now, I'm not rocking with you. At the very least, you could come and say, I don't believe that's true. Or, I'm very, very disappointed and I'm waiting to see what's going to happen. Something. But to sit silently, I can't. So I think today I really wanted to kind of pull back the curtains a little bit and see what some of the people that have either worked with Jay-Z or in the industry, used to be in the industry, what their opinions are of what is happening right now with Jay-Z. I personally don't think that this is the case that's going to break the camel's back. What do they say? The straw that broke the camel's back. I don't think this case is that case, but I could be wrong about that. And I'm happy to be wrong. I have no problem with apologizing if I'm wrong about anything, but I don't think this is it. I think this is the start. And if this case does go through and somehow he gets found guilty of anything, which I don't think he's going to get found guilty of this. That's just my personal opinion, because I think anytime you are, well, this isn't a criminal case though. Is it a criminal case? This is civil. Yeah, it's not a criminal case. It's a civil case. So I don't think he's going to necessarily be found guilty of anything, but he will be possibly liable, right? If they can put him and her and Diddy and whomever else all in the same town, same city, same hotel room and all of that, whatever it is, then there's going to be room for doubt. And in that case, he might be, having to pay something. I can respect the fact that Jay-Z's position is, well, I didn't do this, so I ain't paying y'all shit. I can respect that wholeheartedly. I get it. But if you supposedly, these people have these inflated numbers, I don't think this is true, but whatever. They're saying now he's worth 2.5 billion or something like that. I'm like, y'all need to stop it. Like, knock it all the way off. What does Jay-Z own that is worth 2.5 billion dollars? What? Their $200 million house or $100 million house or whatever it is that they paid for that house in California. That it's not like they gave that estate $100 million. That's not what happened. They're paying just like everybody else some mortgage. They don't own the home, right? But that is what's called an asset, right? So if something happened, you sell that and then you can get some liquid cash. But I don't believe for a second Jay-Z has $2.5 billion in a bank account somewhere. I don't think he has $1 billion in a bank account somewhere. I don't. Because what is it that you own that is giving you that type of income? What? You don't own a football stadium or a football team or a few baseball teams or something like that. In that case, I could say, okay, I get why they're saying this man, his income is this high. But I feel like Diddy's income, Jay-Z's income and all that, I feel like all of that's inflated for perception so that people will believe this is, these people are just the top tier, this, that, and the third. But I don't believe they have that. Because think about it. If Diddy was a billionaire, he's worth $1 billion. Why wouldn't he put up 100 million, 200 million? You're going to make it back, right? What's worth your time? What's worth your, livelihood? What's worth your energy and, your freedom? But he didn't. He put up $50 million bail, which means he basically was offering the court $5 million, like liquid cash. That's what $50 million. They make it seem as though this man is saying, let me go to my bank and let me get out $50 million and I'm going to hand that to the court. That's not how it works. It's a percentage of whatever it is you're offering. And I think it was a bad move for Jay-Z's team to basically say he don't rock with Diddy like that they only see each other at, industry events. You put yourself in what happened was his attorney pigeonholed him into this idea because either one or two things are going to happen. Either later in a deposition, Jay-Z is going to be asked, were you and Diddy friends? And he's going to have to say yes, because it's the truth. Then his attorney looks like a liar, right? Or he says no, and then he looks like a liar. When in reality, in my opinion, they both lying. Everybody lying. Jay-Z, Diddy, the lawyers, all of them, But, I understand the lawyer's perspective, even though I don't think he's a good human being. But his perspective is, this is my client, and he's paid me this enormous amount of money to defend him, and that's what I'm going to do. But I just need him to put on his thinking cap and use both sides of his brain, because in both sides of your brain, you have to know, if the whole world knows that these two people are heavily intertwined and they're definitely friends, that you can't come out and tell the public that these people aren't really friends. They just, they've seen each other. They're colleagues. Like, knock it the fuck off. Nobody believes you. So stop it. But I wanted to, like I said, let you guys listen to some of the industry people who either were in the industry with Jay-Z, either work with him. He screwed over. And by he, I mean Jay-Z. But understand the industry better than the average Joe. And I would be the average Joe because I don't know nothing about it. I'm like, listen, other than, what did Jadakiss say? Why is the industry designed to keep the artists in debt? He's absolutely right. That's the kind of stuff that I would say I know. That there are tons of artists that, they live what appears to be this glamorous lifestyle, right? And then suddenly something happens and now they don't own their home, they don't own none of their cars, they don't have no jewelry. Like, they not really what their persona and what their PR team has presented them as. And Jay-Z and Diddy's PR team has presented both of them as billionaires. And we're at this $1 billion brunch. Like, stop it. Stop it. I don't believe for a second either of those people ever had liquid cash $1 billion ever. And I don't think they will unless they start owning things like a football team because that is a cash cow. But to my knowledge, I don't think they own a football team or a baseball team or something like that. So I don't think they're in the billions. And I hate to say that because I want to see my people win, but I just think it's inaccurate. And I think it's intentional inaccuracy. It's not something that they accidentally are doing. They want the public to think that these people are so rich and so well off and so elite and all this kind of stuff that, they would never have to do any of these things. And the irony is you have all the money, you made it in life, you have the fame, you have a nice lifestyle. You can basically buy anything that you want and live wherever you want and drive whatever car you want. And you have all this influence and fame and whatnot. And you still have to be a degenerate. There's a whole industry in Nevada for prostitutes or sex workers, whatever you want to call them. And instead of going to get willing participants, you'd rather force somebody to do something because the money isn't enough without the power. And I think that these two people, and probably hundreds of other people in the industry too, are drunk in love and sick with the power to the point where they felt like they were untouchable and nobody would bat an eye. But here we are. Okay. So, anyways, let's just listen to Lord Jamar. Who told him his name could be Lord? But, anyways, let's listen to Lord Jamar and what he thinks about Jay-Z and the accuser. Let's get it.
Jay-Z, how you feel about what he's being accused of right now?
I mean, that's my ex-neighbor and to live in the same building and listen, I I think everybody's flabbergasted. Like, you heard his name bubbling when all this Diddy stuff started surfacing. So, when that allegation came, it was, shocking, but not shocking, but then it seemed like, he did step to the pretty fast. Like, oh yeah, well, if that's the case, I encourage you to file a criminal case instead of a civil case. You know what I mean? Then, I don't know, homegirl's story started to come in question, and her pops don't remember taking her home and all this crazy shit. So I don't know what to think about it. We would hope that that's not true, but at the same time, I don't put nothing past none of these motherfuckers, especially when they're at a certain level. Like, you know what I mean? Especially when they rubbing elbows with these satanic, manipulators and rewriters of society.
You knowing Jay personally at one point, do he come across like that?
Well, see, I didn't know him that well. We stayed in the same building, but I'm not gonna lie, he kind of, he definitely seemed like the type that keeps his distance, and he wants to just, he don't want to let too many people in. Now, we don't know why that could be, but does he seem like the type of person that could do that? Not outwardly, no, not to me per se. But again, there's people that people have known for years, and then you find out they was a fucking serial killer or some shit like that. You understand what I'm saying? I don't. You never know. You never know what a person's capable of. A lot of people, their demons are inside here, and unless you're able to pry in and really see what's in there, nobody knows what anybody's capable of. So, and I think people need to be careful of acting like they could just diagnose a motherfucker, you know, when you're not even a physician type. You don't even have a clear cut, you know, unless somebody's super crazy or super like exhibiting certain I've never seen anything exhibited, you know, by him that I've seen personally that I could say, yeah, maybe he did, you know. Again, people try to put rumors about him and Foxy Brown. I've never seen them in any kind of romantic uh position. You know what I mean? I know they worked together when he first played the demo. She was on the you know what I mean? And I seen them outside my crib one time with a bunch of people though, not just them two. You know what I mean? So this is the actual factual that I have seen and you know that I could say, you know. But that being said, anything's possible.
How you feel about the statement he came out with?
I mean, I think it was a good statement. I think it was a strong statement. Um, although, you know, when Puffy made his little statement about beating up homegirl, beating up Cassie, he did it on video. Um, maybe it was smart that Jay-Z didn't do it on video and just released a written statement. It seems more professional, I guess. I mean, I thought it was smart. You know what I mean? I thought it was smart because if he's telling the truth, then hey, you step into your business. And if he's not telling the truth, well, then that's a hell of a bluff, my guy. You know what I mean? You bluffing the shit out of them, and you know, you making them try to really show their cards. So either way, I think it was a good move.
How you feel about the judge ruling that, you know, Jay-Z accuser can remain anonymous?
Well, I think that, listen, these people have an unfair advantage against a regular person because they have millions of fans. You know what I mean? That could potentially come at this person in all kinds of ways. Not just make your life miserable on social media, but some of these people could take it upon themselves to try to seek this person out and do them harm in the name of, you know, protecting their favorite celebrity or their favorite rapper, their favorite star. There's a lot of fan addicts, you know, out there that act fanatical. So, you know, I think the judge may have been taking like that into account when they said, you know what, I think it's best um, that she remains anonymous to the public. Maybe she's not anonymous to them. They might know exactly who she is, but they just can't release it. They can't say it. But you know, you're supposed to be able to face your accuser and all of that, and you'll face them in court. You know, you don't have to try to get the social media spin because now, you know, people like that got money to do all kind of skullduggery and digging up all kinds of and trying to make her, you know, look bad in the court of public opinion. Um, and they're a lot more savvy than the average person at doing things like that. So yeah, I think it's definitely an unfair advantage to the average person when you're going up against two moguls like that. You know what I mean? Who know how to manipulate marketing and media, you know? Yeah, I think that was probably best.
I have to agree with Mr. King. Oh, what's his name? Lord Jamar. I agree with everything he said. He seems like a reasonable human being, but I think he was somehow involved with Jay-Z in the music business, like heavily. I believe. I could be wrong about that. Thank you again for tuning into another episode of Chanel's Reality. We're talking tonight about Jay-Z and some of the people that were either around him, worked with him, or they're industry insiders. So let's listen to. I have another video, The Art of Dialogue. I have another person who has a few things, just some knowledge about, or alleged knowledge, I'm going to say it like that, about Jay-Z and the inner workings of the industry. So let me see if I can just share my screen real quick.
My guy, Freddie P, man. Happy to have you back on the platform, man. We got a lot to get into, man. You heard about how Tupac family, they hired a lawyer to see if Diddy had something to do with Tupac murder? You heard about that?
Honestly, I wonder how that worked. Like, can they sue? Can they, like, how it go? Because if that's the case, then Dirk got to worry about a lot of situations going on. A lot of people, you know what I'm saying? If that's the case, so I wonder if they can sue. I would tell them to go get their fucking money. You know what I'm saying? But it's too much. It's too much in between. That's my thing, right? I think a lot of this shit Puffy going through right now is because he got away with the murder. It ain't even that. It's just a lot of stuff that Puffy got away with. People don't even understand. So the feds know, but they can't prove it. You think they care about some fucking trafficking and all? They don't care about that shit. They targeting the man for what they know he got away with. You got to think. Come on, man. It's the stories out there about Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx, they say Jamie went into the feds. You got to think. And not the only thing what made me believe that is when you read Kim book. See, a lot of people be trying to discredit Kim book. Let me get to that. A lot of people be trying to discredit this book. But when I sat there and I listened to myself, I'm old enough to know when somebody lying to me. You know what I'm saying? Now the book may have let me tell you why I feel like, because when Gene sat up here, Gene was saying basically like, oh, that book, brother, it ain't real and this and that. Why would she put herself out like that? And Gene, let me keep it real with you. One thing I know about females, the first time you met Kim, like you say, she used to get on dough. You maybe remember her because you was in the right state of mind. She ain't gonna remember you. She could be around you 3 times and won't remember you. But you know when she do remember you? When a big guy walk in the door with a big gun, that's things girls remember. If you coming at her with a bag of money, that's things she would have remembered. So she might have been around you 3 or 4 times the first time she met you and didn't even pay attention to you because she used to have so many securities around. So that right there was like, my thing with Gene is, Gene, man, we appreciate what you did, but you got to be real, brother. Like, it's coming to the road. Like you can't walk away from this. I know you trying to kick, I feel like he not only him, everybody, Albie Silk, whatever his name is, all these guys who trying to discredit the book have a reason to discredit that book. That's why I can't believe everybody telling me it's not real. I can't believe it's not real because the people that's telling me it's not real. Albie Silk, sure, whatever. You got reasons for saying it's not real. Gene, you got reasons for saying it's not real because people gonna look at you like a monster for trading on Diddy when you was 8 in it at the time. That's what I mean about when the rubber got to meet the road. You can't walk away from this clean, brother. I mean, you may be the best thing that happened from that situation, and you overcame it, but your hands dirty too. And sometimes you just gotta, relax and just sit in your shit sometime, and just to smell it, just to know what's going on. Because I feel like when it comes to Kimura, I mean, if you read that book, man, I sent it to you, right?
Yep.
The shit was crazy, and it starts off for me. It's just a lot of. I feel like this. If I'm writing a book, and it's a tell-all, I feel like this woman was incriminating herself. Why would she tell you? Because she don't want. If I'm telling you a story and I want you to believe me, I got to tell you the truth. I got to incriminate myself too. I'm guilty as well. I partake in this. I can understand this ain't no disrespect to her kids because I don't want to make it look like she got a reason. They got a reason for the kids not to say the book wrong. They got a reason for everybody to discredit this book. You know who can't discredit? You know who could only person who could really make this book, who could bring everything in that book to life? It's only one person. There's only one person that ain't got nothing to lose. There's only one person that ain't got a hand in the pot. There's only one person who that could validate this book, and that's Miss Wallace. Until Miss Wallace tell me or sit up here and tell the world that those conversations didn't happen, because this lady is explaining private dinners that she had with Puff and Miss Wallace, not a security guard around, nobody around. So one party dead. If one party in jail, if Miss Wallace would come confirm and say, yes, I did sit down with Puffy and I did have that meeting, then that's going to validate everything. I don't need to hear nothing from no Gene or nothing else. I don't need to hear nothing from Kimora, because she got a reason to discredit this. Everybody got a reason to discredit this book, except for Miss Wallace. And if Miss Wallace sit down and validate those parts in the book where she sat down privately inside of a 3-man conversation, and one of the parties dead and one of the parties in jail, if she have nothing to look, she ain't got no stake in no horse in the race. Everybody else, Gene still protecting his image. He still, he trying to come out this clean. But even when I watched the interview with Gene, we know, come on, let's just be real. You had a job to do, brother. And we know your job wasn't easy because you was working for a monster. You know what I'm saying? You was getting paid, you was getting compensated. A lot of stuff you might not sat and ate it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff you probably did, like his mom, you probably spoke up certain situations, but you had to be a monster too. So let it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I done been around Puffy security guard. I know how Uncle Paulie don't roll. I know what the fuck going on. So when it comes to these guys, and this lady trying to get this story out to the world, and people trying to, my thing is, people.
I wholeheartedly agree with his sentiment. Now, I wasn't there and I don't know these people, so I don't know. But I've been saying that from the beginning. Like, I do feel like when the whatever book came out, or alleged book, I'm not saying the things in that book happened or didn't happen. What I am saying, though, is the manner in which people who are not Kim Porter, who maybe that book doesn't show them in the greatest light, are having such a visceral reaction. And it's not that they shouldn't have a visceral reaction, because who wants to be viewed in a negative way or grotesque or as a monster or a slut or whatever it is, fill in the blank, what word you want to add to it, right? Nobody wants to have that happen. But to me, not wanting your reputation damaged or whatever isn't, to me, the biggest problem. The biggest problem, what makes me believe it, is because the way people came out and said, this is 100% false. How do you know that? You're not Kim Porter. And since she's not here to tell us, how do you know? She was never writing a book. Somebody said that, I don't know if it was her niece or a cousin or a friend, or somebody was like, she was never writing a book. She never wrote a book. How do you know that? How exactly do you know that? There's tons of people on this earth that keep a diary that nobody knows about. I have a few. Do I talk to my husband like, look, I wrote something in my diary, so in case I don't, do I tell my friends, oh, I have a whole diary? No, but I have diaries. Usually when something big or disappointing or whatever it is, you have some sort of life change, I write it down. I wrote down in the diary when I was getting ready to graduate from college, or when I had my first, professional job, or when I had disappointments where you didn't get hired, when I graduated with my master's degree, or when I got married, whatever it is, you write certain things down. Some people do. I do. But if I was to pass away tonight and then someone that I know or knew says, I'm going to publish, Chanel's, written words that she had in some diary that I found in her house, whatever. If my husband or my best friend or my sister or whomever came and said, there is no way, she was never writing it, how do you know that? The one thing I know for sure is nobody knows absolutely everything about one person. You just don't. People keep things close to their chest sometimes. And if you listen to what Sloan Bella says about what Kim saw that brought about a change in her that really scared her. If you go watch, I think Sloan Bella has like a 3-part series on Kim Porter. And the stuff that she says in there regarding Diddy definitely came true. That's why I think a lot of us thought that's who Jay-Z was referring to when Jay-Z was like in his statement, when he was like, in fake psychics, that Sloan Bell is the first person that popped in my head. Now there's tons of, psychics or people who claim they're psychics or mediums or whatever on the internet saying, yeah, I believe this, that, and the third. And I'm not saying these people are truthful or not. I don't know these people and I'm not a psychic. So I can't say, but it just was very interesting because Sloan Bella said in one of those parts, I don't know if it was part 2 or part 3, she said, Kim Porter wrote a book and that she gave it, I feel like she said to a white man and a lady with like strawberry colored hair or something like that. Now, is she going to be 100% accurate all the time? I don't believe so, because she's still a human being, regardless if she has some sort of special gift or whatever. She's still a human being. But she kept saying there's a manuscript. That's what Sloan Bella said about Kim Porter, and everything else that she claimed was going to happen has happened with regard to Diddy that allegedly happened with Kim Porter before she died or after she died. The other thing that I feel like it was very interesting, Sloan Bella said that Kim Porter went into her bathroom at some point and was looking at her nose or something like that. And that at some point she collapsed on the floor. But if you listen to the 911 call, they say it's a cardiac arrest. Now, how they know it's a cardiac arrest without the paramedics being there to confirm that, I have no idea. Because if I call 911 right now and I say my husband, is not moving and he's cold or whatever, I think he might be dead, whatever. If I say that, it would be very weird for me to also say, I think he had a heart attack, right? Because you would need a doctor to find that out. Last time I checked, you need someone who can put an EKG or whatever it is to that person on that person's body to say, this is in fact what happened, or at least a medical examiner. You need someone who understands how to make that determination. Now, how 911, either the caller or the 911 operator or the deputies, whoever showed up, how they suddenly knew that before they even reached her house, it was a cardiac arrest. How do you know that? A cardiac arrest is not one of those things that is something you can physically see from the outside of someone's body, right? There are certain things that you can make a deductive determination of what happened to this person, hypothetically, right? So if someone walked into Kim's room and she was in her bed and there was a cord wrapped around her neck, it's probably a good idea or a good estimate or hypothesis that she may have been strangled. It's possible, right? If someone walks and finds her in there and, there's blood everywhere, it's probably a good, logical thing to say. She probably died because of a gunshot wound. It's not far-fetched, right? It's something I can physically see with my mind. I'm sorry, with my eye. I can't see someone having a cardiac arrest just by looking at them. You can't, right? So how these people knew she had a cardiac arrest is bizarre, meaning that's what they said initially when they called it into the 911. It's a cardiac arrest. How? How do you know it's that? And then if you read her medical records, she didn't have the flu. She didn't have a virus. She didn't have a whole bunch of things. So that's why a lot of people are like, I don't know if she, if we believe the death certificate of what they put on there. Also, too, the guy that did her original, who started the autopsy, he's also, dead and gone, unfortunately. It's a lot of bodies around that situation, which is bizarre. But back to what Freddie P is saying, I agree. Everybody who's saying this book is a lie and nobody should believe this and this is 100% lie, they all have a reason to say it. I 100% understand why the children would say it. You don't want anyone to think of your unalived mother, your beautiful mother, this way. And if you say that it's all a lie, then maybe people won't believe that about her, right? Albie Shore has a vested interest to say it's all a lie. Now, I didn't read the book, but if you're in the book and the book doesn't, show you in the best light, Albie Shore, maybe you want to say this is all a lie. Now, there could be a situation where some of the things are accurate and some things aren't. But the problem with that is once you do that, then it muddies the water. And so I have to look at it as all false if some of it is false. And that's the problem, right? Because if some of the stuff is true and verifiable, then it's kind of like, well, we can't say that the rest of this isn't true. And then if you have things in there that are not verifiable or that we know categorically are false, then you have to call into question the things that are true. But what I don't like is these people that are like, it's categorically false. This book is wrong. They lying. She was never writing a book. I'm like, how you know? And why does thou protest so heavily? Why are you so gung-ho on protesting and saying that this is all a lie? It's the same thing like with Jayz to me. When people want to say, okay, well, this young girl or this young lady who was 13 at the time that she's alleging she was raped by Diddy and Jayz, if they're saying, hey, she's lying and they want to question her, why don't you have any questions for Mr. Z? Why don't you have any questions for Mr. Jayz? Come to the front. Why is it that this lady is accusing you of these things? Those are the questions that I would love for people to ask, the ones that always have 1,000 questions for the victim. Why don't y'all ask Jayz? Why are you so heavily associated with some people who all have been charged with sexual assault? Why? Why are those people in your circle? I'm telling you right now, I don't have no people in my circle that I know of that are SA people. These people have all been criminally charged with it. P. Diddy, Epstein, Weinstein, R. Kelly, and I'm sure there's 100 others. Bill Cosby, all kinds of people, right? But y'all don't have why don't y'all have those questions? Why aren't y'all asking, why are you associated with this person like that? Like, why is this person claiming to be your brother? Saying you the only person on earth that can call him Sean outside of his mother. That's why I don't understand why not me and people like me, but I'm saying in general, the public loves to just skip right over the accusations and go directly to what the victim is saying. Let's skip all of the things he's been accused of because we want to wait and see. It's ludicrous. Why not ask, hey, it's been said, it's been rumored that you like him young. You married your girlfriend I think Beyonce was 30 years old or something like that when they got married, or maybe when they had their first kid, something like that. But y'all can't get together when y'all met. You saying you met her when she was 14, 15 years old. She's saying y'all didn't meet and whatever until she's 18. Which one is it? But again, I agree with this young man because it's logical. If it's like, y'all remember it, for those of you guys that ever watched that movie, God, what is the name of it? The Help. And in the movie, at some point, because there's this really racist white lady who she's just mean. She put her mom in an old folks' home. She's mean to the maid. She fired her and all this kind of stuff. Just a bitch, basically, a racist bitch, right? And there comes a time where the black lady who got fired, unjustly, she makes a chocolate pie. And, she when they're writing the book, a chapter in the book talks about the chocolate pie and that the chocolate pie was made with some of this lady's, basically her feces that she added to this chocolate pie. Right. And so whenever the book is released and this racist white lady reads it, she sees that and she's like, everyone is going to think it's me. So she's like, oh no, this book is not about this city that we're in. This book is not about Jackson. Because if it is about Jackson, if anyone draws that conclusion, then they would draw the conclusion that she's the one that ate the shitty pie, chocolate pie, right? That's the same thing that's happening, in my opinion, with the Kim Porter book. It's if we let the public believe that any of this is true or accurate, then they're going to at some point draw the conclusion that what is written about us in these books or in this book is accurate, and we can't have that. So we have to say it's all false. Again, I have compassion for his kids because I understand who would want their mom to be viewed in that way, whatever way it is that she's, viewed in the book or books. But this idea that for a fact there is no possible way she was doing it just because she didn't tell you or just because you didn't know is just malarkey, and I can't. But anyway, let's get back to it.
Keep trying to protect. What's up with all the petty protectors? All these pedophile protectors. I mean, what's going on?
Exactly.
I don't respect that shit. If you did it, you did it. If you got the body, you got the body. Like, man up to your shit. There's too many men with women traits in this situation for me, bro. Like, if Puffy, my thing with Puffy is, see, a lot of people getting it twisted. They thinking, oh, this there, we targeting the black man. These are the nigga actions, brother. That company may have, say the company did attack Puffy. They may have attacked Puffy. But these are his actions. This is stuff that they protected for the brand because he was $1 billion brand. So you got fixers behind the scene that was closing that was making sure the shit get snipped off, making sure that nobody found out about this tape, this lawsuit, this and that. And when he went at them, they got the fuck out the way. They say, we know all your dirt. Your brand could have been fucked up, but we've been protecting it. You really gonna go against us? And they just stepped the fuck out the way. It's kind of like in the book when he said, I'm not gonna protect him no more. It ain't that he sent the hit. He knew, I'm no protector. The money I spend is, I just get out the way and let them do what they're gonna do to you. When I listen to that book is too in detail, and I'm a grown man. I know when somebody lying to me. If people just go listen to I heard the lady read the audio part for me, like so I was just sitting down smoking a blunt listening, and she was reading through the book. And it's one part in that book that really got me. Okay, if I made up a story and all this, it's so many details, and then I could just discredit anybody's fabrications. It's so many details in that bit. The reason why I'll be sure Silk don't want it because it's a sex scene with him and Puffy in there. Kimora might not want it because what she had in life, and she want to protect her friend. You know what I'm saying? And she don't want the kids to know that all that stuff really took place. This is a woman on her dying bed. This lady said one passage in that book that really got to me. She said, I don't want my child going, because it was a scene in the book where when she told him she was pregnant, he supposedly was on the phone. And I believe this go on, that he was on the phone with a group of people and he was like, yeah, we're going to do this. And he told like, yo, we got to do this. You got to have sex with him one more time, just one more time. Like, this is like, you know what I'm saying? You like what's going on, right? This is what provide for, you look at all the women that been with him. Cassie, what's her reason for doing it? This is the same conversation he gave every woman. This is what makes sense to me. It's the only thing that makes sense to me. When you tell a woman that you like how we living, right? This is what we got to do. This is a sacrifice we have to make to keep this shit going. When you got a woman and she get pregnant and you tell her you got to pass it to a circle of friends. When you look at all them niggas now, it makes, when you read that book and you look at our celebrities now and they girls, it kind of resonate with all of them. You feel what I'm saying? You can tell the brothers that keep their girls away from Hollywood. Brothers like Denzel, you don't see his wife. You can see the strong brothers who lead a party early, who they know not to fuck with. See, brothers that's there because of their talent. You're not the brothers that's there because of their. I want people be glorifying people who be, oh, he got a Grammy, he got all them little people that y'all glorify. Now when I see a person with a Grammy, you know what I see? A person that had to sleep around. You don't deserve that. The person that deserved that never would get it. You slept for that. You slept around with somebody powerful for that. I don't idolize you. A Grammy don't move anything. People are like, oh, a Grammy, he got a Grammy, that shit don't move nothing in my life. I know what they did for that. Y'all keep idolizing these fake false prophets. I idolize God.
Amen.
No man can come compare to my King of Kings. So I say this: when people keep trying to protect Puffy, I don't understand what you get out of that. Oh, he doing this. We trying to attack a black man. And how many black families did Puffy destroy? How many black families did Puffy destroy? How many? Where were everybody at when you were saying they were scared of him? Nobody wanted to speak up for. Everybody just sat back and laughed at me for so many years in my group and that group and this group for so many years, even though they know this nigga wrong. But I want to say this to Puffy. Puff, they happy now, bro. I know why you trying to get back out. They happy. All the people that you scared, all them niggas, that Jay-Z, your son going through some financial issues right now. If Jay-Z supposed to be his uncle, he supposed to come through, right? Cut a check, hold you off till the old boy get right.
Right.
These niggas ain't finna come for you, Puff. They been
I agree 100% with everything he just said. Makes sense to me. He's making a whole lot of sense. Let's listen again what he said. I'm into
all the people that you scared, all them niggas, that Jay-Z, your son going through some financial issues right now. If Jay-Z supposed to be his uncle, he supposed to come through, right? Cut a check, hold you off till the old boy get right.
Yep.
These niggas ain't finna come for you, Pup. They been waiting because you didn't deserve what you got. You muscled it on them. You had a position, and now you know what that feel like when the bully leave the room.
Mhm.
You don't want that nigga to come to school the next day. They got him.
Mhm.
You don't want, so everybody who's supposed to be his friend, they not speaking up. For one, they scared what they're gonna lose, and they're gonna look like they're affiliated. It's too late, man. The world already judging y'all. But the reason they don't want Puffy out is because they happy he locked up. The powers that be, the people behind the scenes, the people he's scared, the white folk, they're happy he's locked up. They scared of the man. When I look at, let's do a list. Jamie Foxx, he got sick, almost died. Albie Shore, he got sick, almost died. Kim, pneumonia, she got sick. So Heavy D, sick. Justin Bieber, half of his fucking face dropped off. He survived. He playing a medical induced warfare game. He's playing a medical warfare game. And that's why when them crackers and them feds read that paper, they was like, it's so many doctors and physicians. You got to think, if I'm a billionaire and I pay for your scholarships, right? I done got scholarships for so many. When I step to you and I need a favor, you're going to be there. And now when you incriminate yourself, you forever guilty. You a part of the party. Now you got to come to the free calls. Because when I needed you to get that medicine or to slip that, he got stuff that he can slip in drinks and get you fucked up for the rest of your life. Like, come on, man. If you're a billionaire and you providing scholarships, and that's for any billionaire, when you be saying, I used to always feel like it's just a theory that when you see a lot of these guys get shot up in the hood and you don't know where it's from and they ops not claiming it, a lot of people die when they go to the hospital and shit like that because they be telling them to pull the plug because it's a billionaire somewhere who dying, who needs your kidney. You know what I'm saying? And your doctor know that because he's affiliated with this guy who gave him a scholarship or this guy who helped get a scholarship for him and his friends. So they know what they're looking for. A lot of doctors might not want to save you when you go to the hospital after being shot because your organs may be more beneficial to a billionaire. It's like, bro, this all the affiliation of what they got going on is bigger than any one of us can imagine. I just thought it was like Puffy, some gangster rapper. Man, this man is a fucking menace. This man terrorized Key Moore. All of them scared of him. Key Moore was coming out against them years ago. The kids, you can see the fear in them. They don't know what to do with them or without them.
Exactly.
And if my mom gone, of course I'm gonna stick by my dad. And I don't want them to. This ain't for them to think. But it's like, open your fucking eyes, man. Open your fucking eyes. And I'm pretty sure Quincy, God forgive me, I ain't saying it's true. He look like a guy that been touched, man. You don't even love your own father like that. And you on Instagram rooting for this man. You don't even love your own fucking father like that, my nigga. And if it wasn't for your father, you won't even know this man. So that's more of a, is it like a, I don't know, God forgive, I don't want to go there. It's just like some shit that a lover would do. You get what I'm saying? Opposed to a father, like that ain't your real father. Yo, his kids ain't even going that hard. But
the only thing that I will say about what he's saying about Quincy and the kids is, I think just like all the celebrities who are sitting on mute and have nothing to say, or the ones that came to his defense before that Cassie video dropped. I think those people did it out of either fear or ignorance, right? So I either am unaware of this man doing any of these things. He's never been that way around me, right? Or I know exactly what type of man this is. I know exactly what type of demon I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And so therefore, whatever he say, that's what I'm gonna do. Plus, there's a bloodline there, and I don't believe blood is thicker than water. I feel like you can believe that all you want to, but the people that's with your blood will do you dirtier quicker, in my opinion, than the people that you that are not, that maybe are just your friends or coworkers or something like that. Just look around your family and see how many people got your back like that. And I'm not saying that to say you shouldn't get your family's back or whatever the case may be. I'm just saying sometimes those people will cut you out quicker and dog you out quicker than a stranger. Plus, a stranger that loves you and getting your back, that's a choice they're making. A lot of times with people's families, they're not making a choice. They just do it because it's their kinfolk, right? So I have to. But I think with Quincy, I don't know much about him and his upbringing, but it seems as though Al B. Shore wasn't really a big part of it. That's what it seems as if that. I could be wrong about that. And maybe, if P. Diddy is your stepdad or your adopted dad, he out here and the world sees him as this mogul, and the world sees him as this big hip hop star, and the world sees him as this, man that's, putting people on and giving people great careers and yada, yada, yada. If the world is seeing that, and I'm a child, Quincy's a child at the time or a teen or whatever, then I could see why he would idolize that. I could see why he would be like, oh my God, I want to hang around him. But if you want to keep it a buck with me over here, I'm going to just say this. I believe Diddy did something to all of them kids. That's personally how I feel here on Chanel's Reality. And I'm entitled to my opinion. I don't have no proof of none of that, but that's how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. Because people who have that type of predatory behavior, they usually can't help themselves. They can't. From what Diddy's being accused of, from all these different people, I can't see him not doing that to his own kids. Personally. And honestly, I think the reason that Quincy is so gung-ho on let me put out a statement, let me support my dad, let me this, that, and the third, is because I personally think he fears Diddy. Or he's in denial, which is I don't believe any of this stuff is true because that's not my experience with my dad or my stepdad or whatever. Or he's just ignorant. Meaning, and ignorant isn't a bad statement, right? Because it's not derogatory in the way that I'm using it, because I was ignorant to all of the shit that was going on. I never heard one thing that Diddy was out here supposedly raping and trafficking and drugging and killing. I never heard one thing. But whenever I went on my little deep dive, and I was like, whoa, and I'm not one of those people that's just going to believe something just because someone says it. But when so many people come up missing, mysteriously dying from brain aneurysms and lobar pneumonia, or just some supposed, health issue, and these people don't have poor health, you have to take a look back and be like, well, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's sort of like, if you think about me, right? No one on the internet knows me like that, right? But let's just say I became famous, right? And at some point, something that I did in my past, people brought it up. Or maybe I didn't necessarily do it, but it was thought that I did it. And someone started bringing it up about me. Right? People that are around me are probably not going to be like, oh, they're probably going to be like, that is not how Chanel, rolls. Right? But if they start looking into my past and they're like, well, husband number one died from some sort of heart attack. It looked like it was a heart attack, right? Husband number two also died, unexpectedly. Now she's living with husband number three and he's sick and in the hospital like Jamie Foxx. At some point, you have to say, something doesn't seem right here. And this is the thing. If it don't add up, there's a lie somewhere. So, but before I started deep diving on Diddy, I didn't know. I had no clue. And really, when you think about what people say, they say that he contributed to the reason Biggie Smalls or Big Papa or whatever, Notorious B.I.G. They say that he could. I hope. I 100%. I 1,000% believe that that man has something to do with the death of Biggie Smalls. It's just I don't have no proof of it, but it's so many things where you just like this shit just don't make sense. How is it that after your bestie dies and Rolling Stone calls you and says, "Hey, we want to put Biggie on the cover," and you like, "Nah, he dead. I deserve to be on the cover." Weird, just bizarre. You know, you make a whole ass song that's what stays at number one for like 10 weeks or something crazy like that, missing you, and then you get his wife or ex-wife or baby mama to sing the hook while you dancing across the stage. I just can't. But at the time, whenever that happened, I think that happened in what 96 or 97. I can't remember. I feel like I was still in high school. But I'm looking at the show and I'm like, oh my God, I love the song. And I'm watching him dance across the stage and thinking, oh my God, he lost his best friend. And that's why I say ignorant. It isn't that I'm dumb or stupid. I just did not, I'm ignorant to the facts. I didn't know that you basically set your boy up to die. That's how I feel about it. I don't have no proof of that. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know none of these people. So it's all alleged. But I definitely believe he contributed to that man's death. And so when you start looking at all of the people that are no longer here, relatively young people, Biggie Smalls was 24 years old. That's young to be gunned down. And it's sad. But I do think what Freddie P is saying is true. He's this man is Diddy is a nightmare. And it's all, to me, it's all believable now. Everybody's not lying on you. Because people don't want to believe you when it's just one person. That's just that one girl. She mad at him. She mad because he don't want to be with her no more. He chose another person and this, that, and the third. And that's why she mad. And that's why she bringing this lawsuit. They don't believe it because it's just her. Because she's angry. She mad. She's a, disgruntled ex-girlfriend, baby mom, or whatever, right? Ex-wife. Then 50 people come and they're like, oh, no. 50 people. That he didn't do that to 50 people. He couldn't have possibly done it. It's no way to win with some people. Some people, they're not going to believe victims no matter what you say or do. You could present them with all the evidence in the world and they're still going to say, oh, they just trying to take down a black man. It's like, grow up here. Anyway, let's finish listening to Mr. Freddie P.
A lot of people was victims for a long time. So a lot of people kind of happy Puffy gone. It's they not, it's, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, say like you get locked up and you got a bond. They don't want to bond you out. But, just say your bond like 3,000, your mom's got it. But then you are terrorizing the house. It's been war. We don't even, they happy to see it go down. And it's fucked up because a lot of them sat on the side of them and fake smile. But I try to tell people, life is always going to give you a half a cup of water. And it's how you look at the water. It's how it's going to determine what type of person you are. So a lot of people can look at it like this. I look at it like God saved his life. God preserved his life because he went so long without detoxing, without having that chance. I believe it's somebody in jail that God want him to meet. It's somebody that he going to meet one day that's going to help change his life and direct. I believe he's going to get a second chance. I don't want to see the brother go down for no fucking 20, 30 years, a little spanking, a little 15 years, restitution and pay victims off and shit like that. But I think it's somebody in jail that he need to meet. Somebody that's going to change his life, his direction of where he going in life, and I think that's why God set him down, was to preserve his life, because we'll never know. But who say Puffy wasn't going to drop dead from a heart attack or some bad dope in 3 weeks if he had not been arrested? So you got to look at how God moved. We'll never know because he prevented us from the unknown. He prevented us from experiencing the unknown. I'd rather have Puffy in jail than to have him gone. That shit would have fucked me up. I don't like the dude, but you got to understand, like, it's a connection because the nigga put me on. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to see a nigga shot. I want to see you get beat up. Like just so you can feel how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Just to know my niggas do time, you do a little time, homie. Come home though. You know, we don't want to see you fucked up. My thing with Puffy is you fucked up your ego fucking you up because for one, let me tell you some real shit. You tried to offer a judge $50 million, right? Bro, you could have spent, you're gonna wind up spending $150 million. You're gonna lose so much behind this when you could have took $150 million and shut everybody up. You could have silenced me. I wouldn't even been on this platform right now, kicking you in your ass. You could have even silenced me. You could have did right by this. Oh, you know what I'm saying? I'm on here because you did me wrong, and I'm on your ass, and I'm not gonna stop. I want the world to see the real you. But had you did right by me, I wouldn't have had this energy. And had you did right by a lot of them people that's suing you, they wouldn't have had that energy. You could have took less than what you're gonna spend on this trial and walked away with your brand. But your ego he's so, y'all don't know him. He can't lose. He don't admitting he wrong is losing. You get what I'm saying? So bad to the point that it's fool finna get on a fucking stand. Any lawyer with sense will tell you, don't get your dumb ass on the stand.
Facts.
Puff, don't fucking do it. There's nothing you could convince these people of. You already guilty in the public opinion, brother.
Listen, I want him to get on the stand. I pray to God he gets on the stand. Just like when Donald Trump got into office and people were like, oh, we need to take his Twitter away and this, that, and the third. Part of me agrees with that because it's just like, damn, our enemies see this buffoonery. But the other part is now we have a record. We have you on record doing this dumb fuck shit. And I'm with it. I want all of your people who want to defend you and defend your name and all this stuff. I want them to explain how this type of behavior is acceptable. So let him have his Twitter. It's going to go down in history. I'm here for it. But anyway, Freddie P is getting a little upset with him.
The best plea you could get, try to come home to your kids. You finna sit here and go to trial. You know what that means? Mandatory sentence. Don't play with these white folks, brother. Sometimes you got to know when the game over, my nigga. Like, okay, it's time. I can't, all right. Because right, what you finna do now is you finna take a situation and turn it from an ounce of prevention to a pound of cure. That's what you're going through right now. If you really took that ounce of prevention, spent maybe 80 million to get everybody silenced, it would have prevented a pound of cure. Now you got to spend more. Now you got to spend more on a solution. It's a lot of people that want to see you get yours. I'm one of them, but I don't want to see them do life. I don't know how that feel. I don't know what Babs told me or somebody just like, bro, that's trauma. Like you still love the nigga. Y'all still love the nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's just like my homeboys. I love you, nigga. I don't fuck with you, but you did me wrong, nigga. I want to see some justice. I want to see you suffer a little bit, my nigga. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? If I could do it myself, I'll do it. But I can't. And that's not where I'm at in my life. And I shouldn't, you know what I'm just saying? But if I could just fight you one-on-one, I'll do it. We can get in the room, square away. You cut me a little check while we walk away. I'm good, bro. I'll shut my mouth. Nigga. I don't got nothing. But you ain't do right by me and my family. Every time somebody be like, man, but his kids, they be like, man, fuck them kids. I be like, I can't say fuck the kids. You know what I'm saying? But they like, he said, fuck yours. And then that shit hit me.
Wow.
Like, damn. I can't be defending the nigga either, you know what I'm saying?
Nope.
So that's the situation. That's where you got everybody at right now, dude. Like, and I'm just want to tell you, bro, don't get on that motherfucker stand, bro. Let me tell you something.
Put him on the stand.
It's a lot of people, right? It's one girl, she got discredited for lying, or her boyfriend was trying to. But let me tell you something, because a lot of people are like, oh, I don't believe 100 people, this and that. I don't believe it. So to sit there and see a man do 30 or 40 years, when I've been around the environment, I know he a monster, and he's done it. He maybe done 40% of that shit. But a lot of them people was there for fame. A lot of people was there because I'm around that, bro. I know how that be. They don't want to leave. He could kick them out and they won't leave. Because a lot of people going to stick around just to have that access to him, to be taking those pictures on the gram, to be getting those calls when your friends at home, or just to have that access to the next party, the access to LeBron, the access to this, the access to that.
So this is where I have to call bullshit. because everybody goes to a job, right? We all go to a job or we go on a job interview. And during that job interview, you might lie. We all know everybody lies on their resume to some degree. You inflating some shit. You saying you know some shit and you're just like, well, if I get hired, I get in there and I learn. We all have done it, right? And then you go to work and you see some shit that's unethical, or you see something, you witness some things that are like shady as fuck and whatever else. But you say why? Because you want a paycheck. And nobody is running around the earth talking about, oh, well, we can't believe you because we can't believe your boss did you wrong because you stayed at your job because you needed your paycheck. That's basically what he's saying. Oh, well, these people stayed around. And so I don't believe them because they stayed around because they want a picture for the ground. Well, it's the same thing. You stayed at your job because you want your paycheck. Your boss is fucked up. The way they treat you is treacherous, but you stayed around. So therefore, you have to be lying or making up something. No, I don't have to be lying or making up. All of those things could all be true. People could want to be around and be in the mix and whatever else, and also not want to be fucking raped, period. Or fondled or made to do something or drugged, or you know what I'm saying? Or what's the right word? Oh God, what is it? Blackmailed and all these other things. Just because I wanted to stay around and be in the mix and get a photo or two, and just because I was in the light for a little bit, and maybe, and I'm not talking about me, I'm just using it as an example, and maybe I did some drugs, or maybe I participated in this, that, and the third, that does not negate that this motherfucker over here still raped me at another point in time in my life. Or maybe that night, or another night, or whatever it is. That doesn't mean just because I stayed around. So for example, all of his artists, Biggie was allegedly leaving. That's supposedly a fact, but I don't have the facts. But allegedly, he was leaving to go to another label. That man is no longer here. Should we say, well, we don't believe that Biggie was being done bad by Puffy because Biggie had Puff all in his videos. Biggie had Puff everywhere Biggie went. Puff was there. Should we not believe that Biggie was leaving his label because Puff Daddy or Shitty Diddy is an absolute terror? No, of course I believe. Of course I believe Biggie Smalls was leaving. Of course I believe he figured out at some point that P Diddy is an asshole and is literally evil. And just because he stayed around and had the man in his videos and, you know, hung out with him and whatever else does not mean that therefore, if he says something negative about a negative experience or multiple negative experiences, that it's not true simply because that person was in a video with him and he was his producer. That's like, to me, that's like saying a cop has on a uniform. And just because that cop has on that uniform means that they're going to behave a certain way, or means that they won't behave a certain way. It's just false. So we can't say, well, let's throw out some of these people. All of these people can't be telling the truth simply because of the nature or what they're accusing this man of. In my opinion, if you got 4 or 5 people that we know this shit didn't happen to, we know it's happened to, things that are on public record, about Diddy going and breaking chairs over people's backs and getting sued and then settling. About Diddy, you know, shooting that lady in the face in the club and then never going to jail for it. And what he's done to Cassie, and on and on and on and on. Just because someone stayed around for their job, or just because someone stayed around because they were hoping that if I just do this one thing, I can get to where I'm going, doesn't make them any different than you and me. Because everybody that's ever stayed at a job or kept their mouth shut in school when someone was trying to bully them or made a different decision, all of us have done that same exact thing that people are trying to say, well, all of these people, they ain't all telling the truth. How do you know? Are you them? Were you there? Then you don't know. What reason do I have to come out of the absolute zeitgeist to just be like, well, you know, let me just jump on the bandwagon? A lot of people think that's true, but no. Because let's be clear, you can jump on whatever bandwagon you want, but to have an attorney costs money. Attorneys, last time I checked, aren't free. Unless you're in a criminal case and you can't afford one will be appointed to you. Or if you're like in family court and you can't afford an attorney, then you can get an attorney. That's, you know, that you don't have to pay for. But in general, why am I going to go involve myself in a really grotesque sexual assault case just for kicks, shits, and like, it's just, no, people don't, good people, decent people, they're not doing that. People that have a life, they're not doing that. Why would I go and mix myself up in that? If I've never met this man and he's never done nothing to me, I just don't believe, I don't believe that these people are lying. I believe all of it. They have to prove to me, meaning when I say they, the defendants, Diddy, Jay-Z, Weinstein, Epstein, all of them, they would have to prove to me that they were not this way, that they didn't, because Diddy has a pattern, and so does Jay-Z and Epstein. All of these men, R. Kelly, all of them, they have a pattern of behavior. But because on some level, people, and I think this is a lot of men, this is my opinion, because they don't want to believe, they want to believe that if you have money, then that automatically means that people are going to lose their integrity so that they can come and have some of your money. It is just not a fact. If people are going to lie on some man, we'll use women, for example. If a woman's going to lie and say that this man raped her or whatever the case may be, trafficked her or any of the beat her, whatever it is, she usually is, if that happens, if it happens, if I'm gonna lie and say this man did something to me, they probably had some sort of intimate relationship to begin with. And so they're doing something maybe out of spite or out of fear. So like we've heard these cases where a girl, said the guy raped her because it was technically statutory rape and her parents didn't want her to have a baby or whatever the case may be. I know what people are talking about when they're talking about that, but that is so not the rule. That's the exception. But people like to hold on to that one case or those 5 cases where someone lied about something and then just decide, oh, well, all of these other people are lying. Why? Why are they all lying? Because you don't want to believe that this one man has done all of this debauchery because he makes music that you love. I don't know why people don't think people can be monsters just because they're wealthy or because they're famous. There's a whole bunch of unwealthy, famous people walking around on Skid Row, a whole bunch of pimps walking around in the world, a whole bunch of other type of treacherous human beings walking around in the world. Why do y'all think that just because they put on a suit and because they, get out of a Bentley or whatever the case may be, and they have servants and whatnot, that they somehow are excluded from being complete sexual deviants, or they all have to be, these above board people? Let's be very clear. Jay-Z is a criminal. These are the facts, and they are undisputed. He said he sold drugs. That's against the law. You committed a crime. You're a criminal. I'm not talking about traffic tickets when someone went over the speed limit or whatever the case may be. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you doing something that takes away from the greater good and is illegal. We saw Diddy beat the brakes off of Cassie in the hallway. That's illegal. Assault is illegal. These people are criminals. And it's just beyond me why people have to come to these criminals' defense. It just makes me wonder, why do you want to be affiliated with or be on the side of someone who's already demonstrated they have violent tendencies, unless you're violent? I don't identify with pedos. Because why? I'm not a pedo. So I don't identify with you. Why are you coming to the defense? This is the thing that bothers me the most. People will come to the defense of someone like a Jay-Z or Epstein or Weinstein or Bill Cosby or whoever, fill in the blank, R. Kelly. They come to these people defense with the quickness, but will not defend their own sister, brother, cousin, coworker, people you actually know. These people don't even know you exist, and yet you got their back. You are over here like legit going in on other people, and they don't even know you exist. These people have to have wanted something from Diddy and Jay-Z and all of these rich men. Why does it have to be that? Why can't it just be these people that are accusing these people of these devious things are doing so because it's And it's a fact. And that what they're saying actually happened. You should ask yourself that. Why does my mind automatically go towards these people have to be lying? It's because the toxic conditioning has told you that people will do anything for money. I beg of you, ask yourself, if your daughter came to you and said, Diddy did these things to me, is the first things out of your mouth, or Jay-Z did these things, or Weinstein, or whomever did these things to me, is the first thing out of your mouth going to be, you just want a money grab? Your daughter comes to you and says, or your son comes to you and says, I was raped by Diddy at a Diddy party because I went to the party. He invited me. He said I was going to be, in the mix, and I was going to be able to rub shoulders or elbows, or whatever it is, with other wealthy people in the industry. I go to the party, I get taken advantage of. And now I want to sue him because I can't get him in criminal court. So I'm going to sue him in civil court. Is the first thing out of your mouth going to be, oh, you're just trying to get a money grab? If not, then you need to shut the fuck up talking to people who are victims in that manner. And let's take your daughter or your son out of it. If it was you, would you want other people to come at you the way you're coming at these people? Would you want the whole world to assume you a liar and all you want is money when you're just trying to get justice? And people will say, oh, well, if you really just wanted justice, go to the criminal system. I've been over that 100 times. Just because you go to the criminal system doesn't mean, one, that you're going to get convicted. And two, if you base it on how people respond to victims anyways, your jury of your peers aren't going to believe you anyway, and they certainly aren't going to convict him, because the toxic conditioning says if she's a female asking for money after she was with this guy, it has to be because she's angry, she's mad, and she just is after money. It can't be that this person is actually guilty. So if he did it to you, should we, just say you're a liar? Simply because he did it to 25 other people? Or because he's been accused now by 100 other people? You have to be lying? The people always say they want to let it play out in court. They just never apply that to the victim. You sentencing the victim immediately, but you want to let Puff Daddy play it out in court, and Jay-Z play it out in court, and Weinstein play it out in court. And it's like, stop with the hypocrisy.
So a lot of people they bite their tongues. They're going to take it up. They're going to do this because being relevant or being somebody in this space and time of what we live in is more important than morals. Having a name is more important than morals. Nobody don't know what the fuck I'm doing behind closed doors. They don't care no more because it's so colorful out here. So even if they lose, they win. Even if they go and get caught doing something freaky, they win. Meek don't really got to explain himself no more. Because the street niggas still gonna support him, and then the ones who gonna start looking at me cute now. They think he cute now. The men that think he cute now.
I can't.
So it's a win-win for him. I feel like 50 Cent, bro. Just stop entertaining that shit. I'm straight up I feel like this. Nigga play with my name. I'm gonna tell nigga straight up. I told nigga once, don't ever play my name, put my name in the same conversation. I'm a gangster, my nigga. I ain't never heard no shit. Don't put no real nigga name with dick in the conversation, bro. That shit can get you pistol whooped, slapped up, shot the fuck up. I don't even know how to take that. So to see nigga take that, I'm like, bro, don't play with, that's would have been my reaction. Like, nigga, don't fucking play with me. Nigga, I'll kill you. You know what I'm saying? I would have been hot. But it's kind of hard. I guess he feel like some type of way because of the outfits and shit like that, make him look some type of way. But man, stop entertaining that shit, bro. Like, I feel like this, man. Y'all niggas is winning. What I mean by winning is you able to take care of your family and life. A lot of people don't get that. Like, a lot of people think winning is making money at the time. No, nigga, winning is and your kid nigga, eating lobster every day. You know what I'm saying? Winning is eating lobsters every day. And what I mean is that don't necessarily mean eat lobsters every day. But if you feel like you want to get a lobster, it's not gonna hurt you, bro. You get what I'm saying? If you want a seafood boil that night, you could just call for it, and you're not thinking twice about it. You may order 2 bags. it's petty to you, but what I mean is you don't have worries in life, man. When you get to that point in life, that's when you winning, bro. It's not about accomplishing more houses and more homes and more friendships and this and that. It's about, can I take care of my family? You get what I'm saying? That's a win, bro. So if I'm Meek, man, I ain't running around trying to defend no allegations. Look, nigga, you disrespect me, I'm gonna shoot the shit out you straight up, nigga. That's it. Keep that shit on the internet. That's all you gotta tell a nigga, man. Don't play with no gangster, man. Don't play with no gangster, no dick conversations, my nigga. Gangsters and dick don't go together, man. I don't care what room you in. Those two words should never be in the same conversation, man. Straight up.
I feel you. So you do believe that, Diddy was behind Tupac murder? You do believe that personally?
Yes, I think he did. I think he had in my heart, just as a fan. I don't want to be I'm just saying I'm a fan. I could say this as if I'm in the room talking to my dog. I think the nigga did it. I think he did Park. I think he did Biggie. I think he did Kim. I think he tried to get Jamie out the way. Anybody that try to walk, and this is for you to scale gangsters, you have to be on another level. You get what I'm saying? Like you scare Jayz, you scare all these niggas. I see how they act around you. I see Hove and how he act around other people with mannerisms, and when he get around you, he become a little brother. What type of nigga you have to be to become a little brother around somebody as a billionaire? Because you idolize that. I got niggas like that around me, gangsters. You may got one or two bodies. They get around me and they just different. They look at me like big bro. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, you the man around your crowd. You come around me, it's like you saluting me for what? Because you know something about me. They know something about him and they fear it. So in the Tupac situation, I feel like they may not be able to prove it. That's what the feds on his app for, because they know Keefe D know, like they can't get the money, they can't tie it up. It's like everybody's saying you committing the murder, but nobody wants to testify. They mad. They're like, we know this bitch. They probably got so much information on the Kim thing. They probably know he did it to Kim. These people are way more educated in this situation right here than us. And they probably been hearing it for years, probably been getting reports for years, probably been on them for years, but couldn't prove it. And now they finally got a chance. They hitting them with the sex trafficking.
If any of y'all believing that Vlad solved the Tupac murder,
Oh, hold on. Child.
What's up, 6 God? Drake, what up, baby? Yeah, we coming, baby. Yeah, Cash. Toronto always show love, you know what I'm saying? You don't understand these big streets. I came in with the biggest suite up. I remember I came out there with the biggest suite in Toronto. They got this shit cool up top. Everybody did a little action, you know what I'm saying? Drake was even in that mode.
I can't. No, man, it's crazy. Okay. Let's move on to the next industry insider and see what they have to say about Jay-Z.
too. This is the nigga that did 2 albums with R. Kelly, nigga. So now you worried about kids? 2 studio albums and went on tour with the Pied Piper, nigga. They're playing a ill game with Jay. They pump faking Jay, and Jay jumped. Jay-Z's about to be indicted with Diddy. When Diddy get his superseding indictment, remember, this is a RICO.
Choke out the gate. If you Jay-Z, how you feeling right now?
Thinking about his arrogance and his cockiness and his way of ducking and dodging news or scandals. I'm probably thinking, how am I going to get my ass out of this one?
Do you agree with him, I guess, not trying to settle the matter privately? Because that was the case. For those that don't know, Jay-Z has been accused of raping a 13-year-old girl in a civil suit along with Diddy. It happened at, I believe, the 2000 MTV Awards after party of some sorts, that the plaintiff, who is now going by Jane Doe, or excuse me, the woman is going by Jane Doe, accuses that this happened to her when she was just the age of 13. So do you think it was smart for him to kind of like just say, F it, just let's talk about it? Because I think they were trying to get money behind closed doors to kind of settle the matter.
Yeah, well, what they referring to those things now is called catch and kill, right? There's so many allegations. There's the Diddy case has opened up a floodgate.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of celebrities are probably getting accusations thrown at them civilly and stuff, and people are probably trying to catch bags. This case in Jay's case is only reason is bigger news now is because they already had filed this.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe in October, but they just referred to Jay as Celebrity A, or
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
it was one of those
Right. So
names.
now they just named him because I guess they was trying to do a catch and kill, allegedly, and he probably was like, "Nah, I'm not giving y'all no money. This, that, and other. Get out of here." You know. And then they like, "All right, boom, bang, it was Jay-Z." You know what I'm saying? So now it's a public thing. So now, normally, as we know, Jay, he don't respond to nothing.
Don't.
You know, so for me, I feel he's scared. For him to reply back in 24 hours, and this
I
nigga ain't
think it was even
replied
less
to
than
me and
24
Dame
hours.
in 20 years with certain allegations. To this day, he hasn't replied to the conference room, right? And
Right.
everybody's seen the footage. We know he set up the meeting. But when you got all these sucker journalists out here, or fake journalists, and the people like the Angie Martinez and that all his friends, they not gonna ask him the real shit.
Right.
Right now, you're not. Angie can get an interview with Jay. I bet you she won't get an interview with him right now. Not for this. You know what I'm saying? And I bet you a lot of them ain't going to even report on it. And if they do, it's going to be in support of him.
Right.
Until they see some Diddy kicking Cassie in the face video of Jay's, of Jay-Z, something like that, the Jay-Z that's undeniable, then you're gonna see the whole shift in the industry. Right now, all of them, for the most part, are going to defend Jay. For me, I'm not defending him. You know what I'm saying? Do I think that he would rape a 13-year-old girl at an after party? No. But is it a possibility that could have happened? Look at his daughter. She's 12 years old. As a father, would you be letting your daughter have a full face of makeup, eyeliner, eyeshadow, lipstick, not lip gloss, lipstick, wearing 4 or 5-inch heels? She's not even 13. And Jay's cheering her on at the Mustafa thing, and you hear grown people in the back, woo, woo, nigga, that's a baby. So if he's cool with his daughter looking like an 18-year-old at 12, who am I to think that he's not attracted to that?
I got some more points that I want to bring up a little bit after this statement that Jay-Z would release ASAP. Like you said, we haven't seen Jay respond to anything, but it literally was the same day that thing went out, Jay pressed send in terms of this release. He went on to say, my lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir. It had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. This lawyer, who I have done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these type of theatrics. I have no idea how you have come to be such a deplorable human, Mr. Busby, but I promise you, I have seen your kind many times over. I'm more than prepared to deal with your type. You claim to be a Marine. Marines are known for their valor, and you have neither honor nor dignity. My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure such at their
That's
young
bull,
age.
bro. Stop, please. Please, man. Because this is the same nigga that told Nas he threw fucking condoms on his baby seat. Right?
Mm-hmm.
The nigga's a hypocrite. Now you a father, and now you got to worry about your kids and this, that, and other. And I know we change
I'm about
as
to
we
say,
mature.
what if he matured?
Yeah, we do change when we mature. But he was a grown ass motherfucking man when he threw condoms on motherfucking Nas' baby seat.
Mm-hmm.
Get the fuck out of here, nigga. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. Carmen had to deal with that statement, which at the time, Destiny, who's Nas' daughter.
This is why it's important to listen to some of the people in the industry. Now, I don't know this man. He may have just be salty about things Jay-Z has done to him and Dame and whatever else. But he seems to be credible. I agree with almost everything he says. I don't agree with everything. But for the most part, when he's talking about Jay-Z, he's right. Because what he's pointing out, I don't know anything about him Jay-Z throwing condoms on a child's seat. But if he in fact did that as a whole ass grown man, then why are you switching it up now? Unless you're going to say, I'm switching it up now because I've matured, because now I have kids and it hits me differently. And what I did, many years ago was stupid and, blah, 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 blah. And I'm ashamed of it. But Jay-Z's never going to say that. You're never going to say that. He ain't going to even admit that he's ashamed to have been really close friends with Diddy, even though Diddy has every type of allegation against him right now. And that's one of your really close industry friends. You won't even say now that you're ashamed of him and his behavior. So, but you so fake outraged by someone coming and saying, hey, let's have a conversation. I really do hope that there's a deposition that happens either with, I actually hope all of them get a deposition. I hope Diddy gets one and Jay-Z, because you can't run from that. All they would be able to do to get around it is plead the fifth the entire time. And if you continuously plead the fifth, that says to us that you are afraid that you're going to incriminate yourself or that you're going to lie about something. And attorneys and all those people that keep the records and someone is back there notating everything you say and sketching what you look like when you say it and whatever else, all they want you to do is get caught up one time, miss one word, say something in the past tense versus the present tense and all that kind of stuff. And you're going to be done for. So I really, 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 really hope that there is something that happens where there's a deposition where these people have to be deposed, because then they have to say, yep, I was at that party. Yep, I saw this person there. Yes, I've met this person before. Yes, me and Diddy have been friends for a very, very long time. Yep, I was around when R. Kelly was doing whatever he was doing to Aaliyah. Yep, I understood that Hype Williams, switched out Aaliyah's playing or whatever. If they are able to get deposed, that right there, that will be something serious. But it'll be interesting. But anyway, let's finish listening.
was too old to be even be in the fucking baby seat. And he said that fucking lie. And Carmen and Destiny and Nas had to deal with that shit today. Cause I'm repeating it, which it was bull, right? But now you worried about your fucking kids, nigga? It's something else you said in there early on that was bullshit too. This is the nigga that did 2 albums with R. Kelly, nigga. So now you worried about kids, but you did an album with the two studio albums and went on tour with the Pied Piper, nigga.
Right.
Got out of here, Jay-Z. Now you some fucking man. Nigga, please.
He said, I'm a young man who made it out the project of Brooklyn. We don't play these type of games. We have a very strict code. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect.
Oh, stop right there. You have strict codes and honor. For you made it out the streets, but your partner is a fucking known rat. She's a known informant. You a street nigga. Desiree Perez cooperated, and you went through the last fucking 20 years with this chick. What code and ethics, nigga? Stop it.
We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain.
We don't protect children. You throwing condoms on their fucking baby seat, nigga.
Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake physics, will believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me that, if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable.
Bro, you got your daughter on the Hollywood auction block right now, allegedly, right? Your daughter is 12 years old. She's been dressing like that since 11. You had her on the Renaissance tour, was a full-blown LGBTQ plus whatever tour, grown men up there dressing like women, and you got your baby on the stage, and you're protecting you're protecting children with Beyonce's vulgar language in the fucking music. While she's on stage, there's rapping and cursing while the baby's on stage. Nigga, stop it, bro.
I look forward to showing you just how different I am. And that was his ending.
He says,
yeah, it's something you said in the beginning of it. That just
was it more so whoever would
Can you read it again, please?
It said it would go on to say, my lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint.
What's interesting is that Jay-Z saying that he's going to expose Tony Busby for the fraud that you are. So this is what I think. I think before Jay-Z put that statement out, and whenever his lawyer or he were initially sent some letter that says, hey, this is what our client is stating happened to her. We want to have a conversation. We need you to come. And so we can have this conversation. And that's what Jay-Z is saying was not a demand letter, but like basically someone trying to blackmail him. Right. But I think with the moment that they got a whiff of that, Jay-Z, his team, whomever, they started an investigation into Tony Busby or whatever his name is. Right. Because you don't just willy-nilly out of the blue come up with this man supposedly has an STD, supposedly was arrested for a DUI and all these different things. That doesn't just populate all of the sudden. Somebody researched that, right? So it's sort of like if y'all ever watched Scandal and they said do a kill folder on Olivia Pope, which is basically go and drag all of her skeletons out of her closet. The ones she thinks she packed away, she burned them up, whatever else, buried them. Go drag all of those skeletons out of the closet. So I believe when Jay-Z made that statement and he said, I'm going to expose you for the fraud that you are, he already had that kill folder on Tony Busby, in my opinion. I don't have any proof of this, but that's just my educated opinion. I feel like he already had it. So that's why he was so cocky and was like, you made, and I'm paraphrasing, but you made a horrible error in judgment, thinking that you could come for me in this way. I'm about to show you what it really is. And so I think that he felt like, and Jay-Z felt like, I got all of this information, all your skeletons that my researchers or detectives or whoever it is, investigators have gotten on you and your people. And I have it here in my back pocket. So try me not. You really want to play this game? I doubt it's a mountain you want to climb. But I do think that Jay-Z underestimated Busby. And I think he overestimated his attorney, which I can't remember that guy's name to save my life. But I think Jay-Z overestimated his attorney. I think Jay-Z thought, oh, well, he's an attorney to another billionaire, Elon Musk. So he must be the best of the best. That's my assumption. I could be wrong about that because I don't know who became, that guy's client first. It could have been Jay-Z and then Elon. I'm not sure. But I think that he felt like I got an ace in the hole and I have all of this stuff on you. So you want to really play that game? You want to rumble with the bee? Throw a hex on your whole family. I think that's what happened, but he underestimated Tony. He also underestimated the judge. He thought that the judge was he overestimated his attorney. And he thought that his attorney was going to be able to go into court and just make the judge, just force the judge to dismiss it. I don't know what world that they live in, because the same people that are cheering Jay-Z on and saying, these people are, screwing him over and they're lying and this, that, and the other. They the same exact people who swear everybody needs to let the judicial system play out and have their day in court. But they are applauding his Jay-Z's attorney for basically going in there and trying to strong arm the judge and say, no, we need to have this thrown out immediately. Within 24 hours, we don't even need to be talking about this again. But I thought y'all believed in the judicial process. I thought you believed in everybody deserves their day in court. But you want to basically say, no, the Jane Doe, she don't have a day in court. She don't get to have a day in court. She gets to sit over there and shut her fat lying mouth. I'm telling you, this is how these people think. This is not what I think. She gets to be silenced once again. Whether or not she's telling the truth or not, I don't know. I wasn't there. But I can guarantee you that's what Jay-Z thought. Him and Diddy don't have a reason to think anything other than that. Why do you think Diddy was walking around Times Square or wherever the hell he was walking in New York? After they basically charged you with all of these things or said you were going to be charged, you still out here like shit ain't gonna happen to me. That's why Jay-Z could show up to a Lion King. Well, it wasn't Lion King, Mufasa premiere. Now he could have shown up because that's his daughter and he loves his daughter. I'm hoping that's the reason he showed up. But underneath it all, listen, I don't know who has the bigger ego. It's like, I'm trying to think of a comic book that have egos. Who has the bigger ego? Tony Stark or Doctor Strange? Who has the bigger ego? They both have mountain-sized egos. And I think that's the same thing with Jay-Z and Diddy. I think that they felt like we've gotten to a certain room. Those rooms behind the rooms that's in the Pentagon? You know what I mean? And I'm just using that as an example. But I think they feel like we got to the certain types of rooms. Well, we don't have to do this shit no more. I don't even have to speak on it. I don't have to say anything. I don't have to respond to it. I don't have to do none of that. I don't have to do none of it because I'm never going to see the inside of a jail cell. This is, in my opinion, what I think Jay-Z thought when he was receiving whatever letter saying, hey, we're going to sue you unless you come down here and you have a conversation with us. But we're inviting you to have a conversation. And Jay-Z was like, yeah, the cockiness of that letter, I'm going to show you who I really am. To me, that was a veiled threat. That was, I have a kill folder on you. So I'm going to put out your, things that you thought that you hid away. And now everybody's going to know the truth about you. The problem with that is, Jay-Z, you don't have a good history either, sir. You've been arrested multiple times for violent acts. These are the facts and they're undisputed. It's just a fact. You have been around dating, seemingly, allegedly. I'll say this part is alleged because I wasn't there. But younger girls. You were around what's his name? R. Kelly when he was raping Aaliyah all those years. Now I know some people be like, oh, it wasn't rape, she enjoyed it, or whatever the case may be. I do believe to be true. I believe she's a young girl, she's mesmerized by this guy who can sing, and he's gonna give her this, fabulous career. And he's making her feel like she's, beautiful and she's special and this, that, and the third. And in that way, do I think she thought, oh, I can handle this? I'm a big girl. Yeah, I do think so. I don't think Aaliyah, in my opinion, at the time, I don't think she viewed it as rape. But if you're underage, you can't consent. And if you're having sex with someone who can't consent or doesn't consent, it's rape. Period. End of story. Full stop. And Jay-Z was around allegedly during that time. So you didn't see anything, Jay-Z? And honestly, his actions afterward makes me think you saw and you didn't care, or you saw and you thought it would be easy, which is why he hates Dame now, or at some point probably started hating Dame, in my opinion, because after everybody saw those videotapes and we heard all the allegations about Jay-Z, I mean about R. Kelly and what he was doing to Aaliyah and whomever else, then after she turns 19, 20 years old, this Aaliyah lady, you then pursue her. Why are you doing that? You were around when he was around her. You knew she was a child. You in your 30s. She's 22 years old and you're still trying to get at her, or 20, 21 years old, however old she was, and you still trying to get at her after you know what she's been through, after you know that she's been the victim of a predator. All that says to me is that so are you. I don't kick it with predators. I don't have predators. I don't knowingly have predators in my circle. I don't knowingly then go and make, huge business deals with predators, with known predators. Everyone knew that R. Kelly was a predator. We all knew it. You went. What other reason would you go and marry a 15-year-old? You're marrying this 15-year-old because you want to be able to stifle her ability to basically incriminate you because she's your wife. That's why. So when you have that type of behavior, it's not far-fetched for me to think all this other stuff is true. But your history isn't great. You want to call out this man's criminal history or whatever it is you think you found on him, but all I'm saying is sweep around your own front door. That's why I'm doing this video with other insiders who know Jay-Z or know of him or worked in the industry and understand it better than the rest of us, because I certainly don't know about it. I have my opinions and some of the stuff that I've, researched, but in general, I don't know. But I think people like this choke no joke guy and others, like the Freddie P guy from Making the Band and that other guy, Lord Jamar, I think they certainly know Jay-Z. They certainly know Jay-Z, and or they really know Diddy, and they've heard all of the things that people have been saying for 30 years. And I also believe they've witnessed some of it. Because you notice, I haven't seen one lawsuit come from this guy right here. This choke no joke guy. Where's the lawsuit? Or any of the other people that have really said anything. The only people he want to sue is Jaguar Wright and Piers Morgan. And I guess at this point, Tony Busby. But it's just so interesting to me that you have the audacity to talk about this lawyer man, which, listen, if I was in his seat, I would do the same thing. I understand it. But it just seems like you have a whole bunch of extra audacities. They must have been on sale today. Had to be on sale today for you to say, because I'm like, which one are you in this here situation? Are you the pot or the kettle? Which one? Because based on what you've said about this man, y'all have similar, histories. He's been arrested. You've been arrested. The only difference to me is that the Tony Busby wasn't arrested. If he was actually arrested, it wasn't for a violent crime. And all your arrests have been dealing with violent crime or drugs, Jay-Z. So just understand, when you plot revenge, dig 2 graves. Okay? It's beyond. I don't understand, with all the power and all the money and influence that you have, why you haven't sat down with Diane Sawyer or, Oprah, somebody that could get your reputation out of the toilet. But I personally think he hasn't, because of his ego. And I've said it before, Jay-Z, ego is not your amigo. Ego is why Diddy is in jail right now. Ego is why Diddy didn't pay Cassie until after she filed that lawsuit, meaning he could have paid her off prior to that, but his ego wouldn't let him do it because he thought he still had all the power. And that fallacy is what's going to take you right on down that same path with Diddy. You think that you have all this power because people have led you to believe that. Because the history of you doing things and screwing people over and making bad deals or, taking advantage or whatever it is, has pumped you up and gassed you up and made you believe I'm invincible and I got enough lawyers and enough money to surpass all of this. This will all be behind me in 2 years. No one's going to care. That's what Jay-Z is thinking, in my opinion, and which is the same exact mindset that Diddy had. That's why he was walking around New York City free, like ain't nothing going on. Like ain't nothing about to happen to me. I can bet you my bottom dollar Jay-Z is thinking the same exact thing because his attorneys and his people in high places that he knows and all of the people that owe him a favor, they have assured him, nah, we good. We'll buy off the judge. We'll buy off the this, that, and the third. We buying off all of the witnesses, whatever. But not everybody can be bought. Contrary to what all of the people on the, Twitter and the Instagram and the, Facebook and all that, contrary to all of their belief systems that everybody's about money and everybody can be bought, not everybody can be bought. Because everything is not for sale. And my integrity is certainly not. And I know I'm not the only person out there that feels that way. So I think what would be advantageous for Jay-Z to do is shut the fuck up. Or if you're going to say something, go sit in front of someone with credibility, someone that people will actually be like, you know what, this person is credible and they're asking the hard questions, but you could change the narrative, but you can't change the narrative when all of y'all have been playing in the mud and all of you are dirty. And you're sitting back acting as though you just got out of a great shower and there's no dirt to be found. There's a ton of dirt. And it's just getting worse because people in the industry, like, what's the one that they always say he jealous of? Dame Dash is out here like, yo, I ain't shutting up. I really do believe, I think Dame Dash is like low-key happy right now. Like, him and this Choke No Joke guy, I really do think that they felt like all of these years, for 20 years, that Jay-Z and Dame kind of, after they fell out or whatever the case may be, that all they've done is watch this man rise and rise and rise and rise and rise. And especially with someone like Dame who lost all his money or whatever it is that he did with his money, he wasn't paying his child support or whatever, I don't know. But whatever it was, his money and his resources have dried up or were dried up. And I know it had to hurt his soul to be like, I'm so fucking cocky. I'm a boss. I'm a this, that, and the third, and then lose it all to your bestie who has snaked you out of everything, right? And devalued all of your other things that could have gotten you some money. And all you are watching this man do is win after win after win after win. What did he say? Jordan game 6? That's what Dame Dash was watching Jay-Z do. Just win after win after win after win after win, saying, oh my God, these people, this man he can't falter. So I think now, I'm not saying he's tap dancing on this man's grave yet, but I think he's like in shock for one, because he even said, I didn't think that these people would turn on him. So I think Dame is in shock for one. And then now it's like, okay, it's my turn. I'm not going to throw you in the trash can. But if people ask me about you, I'm just going to tell the truth. Whereas in the past, I would be like, you just ask Jay about that. Ask Jay about Foxy. Ask Jay about Aaliyah. Ask Jay about, you know what I mean? Ask him about that. That sounds like a Jay-Z question. Why y'all asking me? Now he has the microphone and he got everybody's attention. Every single time Dame Dash sits on that couch and says something about Jay-Z or what's going on, he's going to have like he's going to have 1 million people watching it. And that has to burn up Jay-Z because you can't call him and tell him knock it off because you ain't talked to this man in 20 years because you snaked him. So you can't ask for a favor. You can't tell him to shut up and you can't sue him because it's his opinion and he was around. So he screwed up and I hope he gets exactly what he deserves. Just my opinion. Keep listening.
Plate now, a civil one. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir. It had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. This lawyer, who I've done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these type of theatrics. I have no idea how you have come to be such a deplorable human, Mr. Busby, but I promise you, I have seen your kind many times over. I'm more than prepared to deal with your type. You claim to be a Marine? Marines are known for their valor. You have neither honor nor dignity. My only heartbreak is for my family, my wife, and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure such at their young age. It is unfair to have to try to understand inexplicable degrees of malice meant to destroy families and human spirit. My heart and support goes out to true victims in the world who have to watch how their life story is dressed in a costume for profitability by this ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. You have made a terrible error in judgment, thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the project of Brooklyn. We don't play these games. We don't play these type of games. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake physics, will believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me. That, if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable. I look forward to showing you just how different I am.
Yeah, well, he got a long fight ahead of him.
Now, I have a question. Do we think this alleged victim is white or black?
What race got to do with anything?
Only because I'm going to go into the lens of Jay never responded. When you mentioned he never responded to you. And I think, remember in our previous conversations, Jay kind of positions himself like above niggas according to your vantage point.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't gonna talk to niggas. So I wonder if he has insight that this might be a white girl saying these things, he takes it a little bit more like that way, or that it's a white lawyer kind of putting those accusations out there. I just wonder if race plays into it, because he's always kind of curved stuff.
I don't believe it's race. I believe it's the stigma of the underage person. I think it's more about the underage person, that he don't want that on him. I don't think race has anything to do with it.
Well, he's had accusations about underage before, and I'll bring it up too.
Go ahead, you can.
Okay, so in one part of our conversation just now, you were talking about he's with R. Kelly. There are other things that what I thought was interesting. A lot of people are not believing it. A lot of people that have hosts, radio shows, they're kind of like, nah, I don't see Jay doing it. Which
why do you think that in all of the whole Surviving R. Kelly series, Jay-Z was not mentioned once, or not even a flash of a picture with him? And he's the only artist in the world that has done 2 studio albums and a tour with R. Kelly.
I'm sure he don't want that light on him. I get it. So
there's rumors of, I'm not going to even go there. I'm not going to do that. But go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, does Jay-Z's friendship with R. Kelly and Diddy make him look guilty? Because they say that whole thing of birds of a feather flock together, and we all know that. So why are we so surprised if Jay-Z is caught up in that when 2 people that he was cool with?
Listen, Jay-Z has a history of messing with women that are predominantly a lot younger than him, right?
Yeah.
You got Aaliyah.
I think she was grown.
Aaliyah, she was 20 at the time, but he probably was in his fucking 30s then. You know what I'm saying? There's rumored that he messed with Beyonce way before they announced it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's the rumors of Tierra Marie, right? So, Rihanna, you know. So for me, I believe what they doing is what they playing a serious chess game with him, right? But they took their king and they threw the king, the first move, they threw their king in the middle of the board. And he like, what the fuck? He jumped right out there real fast. You know what I'm saying? Oh, y'all niggas don't know what y'all doing. Y'all putting the king up in front, thinking that he just getting ready to take one of the pawns and knock the king down. No, they gonna jump it right back. But they just wanted to see if you was gonna play. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to see if you was gonna move, right? But now, the fact that he responded, which he normally don't do, shows him out of character.
Right.
Just like him at the Mustafa premiere.
Yeah.
Right? If you see him, this nigga got his arm in his pocket that's next to his wife, his hand in his pocket that's next to his wife, and got his arm around his mother-in-law.
Right.
That's kind of strange,
Mhm.
right?
How so?
Look at your arm going around your wife.
Exactly.
Right?
He wanted to show maybe that they was cool.
Right? And then Jay goes, he claps. Like, okay, like that's enough pitches. He's uncomfortable. That's not Jay-Z.
Jay-Z's always supposed to be cool.
Jay-Z.
And I would say a note about this. That statement was long as hell. And I think like there was emotion there clearly. That was, he overrode whatever protocol he normally has.
Jay-Z's about to be indicted with Diddy. When Diddy get his superseding indictment, remember this is a RICO. Diddy can't go to jail by himself in the RICO, right?
I see what you're saying.
Even R. Kelly had they put some of his workers and people down with him, and they turned and you know, got out of it, you know. But Jay, this is another thing. Remember they ran up in the jail and cleaned it out? Jay's getting ready to get hit with the RICO, he's gonna be Diddy's co-conspirator. If you look at all the news stories, since the Jay-Z shit came out, every picture is Jay-Z and Diddy, right?
Well, what's interesting is in researching this whole world, I didn't realize how cool they've been for quite some time. They've been cool for like, I've seen, there's a video on Diddy's YouTube channel of him and Jay in the studio, like making music. And it was like, you know, early 2000s. I didn't know they was cool like that.
See, you got the whole no Diddy thing going on. But these people don't think that Jay-Z could be gay.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that surprised me when you hinted at that.
These people don't think that, and they're not, I'm not saying he is or he is. I'm saying these people out here think there's no possibility in the world that, it's people that don't believe the rumors that they hear about Will Smith, about Diddy. You know what I'm saying? So they damn sure ain't gonna want to believe it about Jay. But they about to get a rude awakening out here in a minute.
So back to kind of like
not a rude
some questionable things that has been around Jay. He hasn't responded to the Foxy Brown. I haven't seen that response from him.
He said it in the song.
Yeah, he did. Okay, let's move on to the next one. I think they found him down the road or something, messing with a bag dog in a bad mood.
For wanting to be a part of the industry is not there anymore. I don't even associate myself with the industry. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an industry artist. I'm an artist in the industry.
Ever since this entire Diddy mess started with Cassie suing him and then a whole lot of other people coming out of the woodwork with their own horror story against Diddy and people around him, more and more celebs have been named. And one of the names that keeps coming up is that of Jay-Z. Even 50 Cent said that Jay is hiding till the Diddy drama dies down because he doesn't want to be exposed. And now videos of DMX, one of the legendary rappers who was never afraid of exposing the dark secrets of Hollywood, are going viral on Twitter. And in several such videos, DMX literally tried to warn us about Diddy and Jay-Z's nasty dealings.
If you want to rap or sing or whatever, don't become a part of the game. You know what? Listen to a song I called The Industry. And that pretty much explains, what the shit is like. Okay, I see what's really good. You're trying to eliminate the competition. You know, because at first you retire, you know, then get me off the label. Now you're back rapping again. Okay. It's all good. That's all good. But then he made him jiggy and put him in suits and made them write lyrics for him and took all that publishing and
DMX supposedly went after Diddy for allegedly manipulating and controlling his artists, and Jay-Z for dipping his toes and becoming friends with the shady big shots in the industry, the people behind the curtain that control everything.
Puff told Craig Mott if he didn't change management, he wasn't with him no more. Craig wasn't getting rid of his management. Craig said, yo, listen here, man, I'm not changing my manager just because you want to. Puff said, yo, I ain't that kid no more. Not at all. I was right there when he said that. Told Craig Mack, you don't change your management, I ain't.
It got me wondering what exactly DMX must have witnessed while working with these two that got him shaken and broke his trust in the industry. So let me break it down for you.
A lot of the love I had for wanting to be a part of the industry is not there anymore. I don't even associate myself with the industry. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an industry artist. I'm an artist in the industry.
Like I said, Diddy's legacy and personal integrity have been shaken right from the foundation. Different allegations, lawsuits, and arrests are not going away. The rabbit hole he's dug for himself is just getting deeper. And now Jay-Z is getting plastered too. And get this, in an interview that recently surfaced, DMX publicly spilled some serious tea on Diddy, talking about how he grapes his artists, bending rappers over, and taking advantage of their talents and hard work.
Well, you know, Locks got signed by that. Even though I bought the Locks to our riders, you know, they got signed. They were a safer group, you know, Pop signed them. And it was a blessing and a curse because they were happy about getting signed first. And they were on the Benjamins and the shit was going. But they made him jiggy and put him in suits and made them write lyrics for him and took all that publishing and like, damn. I'm bad. I didn't, you know, like. You keep that, and we went to like, as soon as they got signed, D was like, yo, if you like the Locks, like X is like Big Dog, like those are the Puffs, like you love.
While some fans interpreted the use of the R word by X as a metaphor for Diddy being a ripoff, others are convinced he meant that literally. But then again, with the recent allegations, the possibility of Diddy laying pipes on artists is literally not impossible at this point. In another interview, DMX talked about how Diddy initially turned him down for a deal at his label, Bad Boy Records. But as soon as he got the info about Def Jam's offer for him, he started singing a different tune, practically begging him to work with him instead. But X had already caught wind of how things were behind the scenes at Bad Boy, and he didn't like what he saw. He wasn't ready to get piped, if you know what I mean.
Maybe 3 weeks after I got signed to Def Jam. He's like, yo, I'll lace your pockets. I'll double what they gave you and lace your pockets. I'm like, nah, I'm cool.
Now, when it comes to Jay-Z and DMX, they've always had an entangled history because they came up around the same time in the late 90s. And while they may have been cool at some point, things got heated up really quickly. Jay did publicly show respect to X after he passed away, but there's this lingering feeling that there's so much more to their history. Broken trust, for one. X allegedly thought Jay was a shady character, the type of person who doesn't want anyone else to outshine him because he's scared of the competition. He even went as far as accusing Jay of becoming Def Jam's president solely to meddle with his 6th album and ruin his career. Of course, Jay-Z never owned up to that move, but what made it weird was that right after X passed away on April 19th, 2021, Jay went on LeBron's show, The Shop, where he was asked about DMX's legacy and what he meant to him personally. There he talked about how he boycotted his first Grammy win for DMX and how much respect he had for him, and how despite their maintaining their competitive edge over the years, it was all love.
Just about like what he meant to the culture and maybe meant to you personally.
By the way, the first time I boycotted the Grammys was for him. We both came out that year. He didn't get nominated. He dropped 2 albums, had 2 #1 albums in the same year.
Right. I remember that.
They didn't even nominate him. I won that year for rap album. So my first Grammy win, I wasn't in. I wasn't even in the building because I boycotted him. So there was a competitive thing, but it was big love. He was so competitive with me. I never met a human being more competitive with me, like ever, not even my big brother.
But Jay conveniently made it seem like DMX was the one playing the competitive game. Meanwhile, it was the other way around. In 2004, Jay-Z became the president of Def Jam Records. And according to X, that's the moment everything went down. DMX had been the biggest act, the face of Def Jam Records, dropping back-to-back #1 albums between 98 and 03. 5 different albums in total. And you would agree that that level of consistency alone should have earned him some level of respect in the company. But the moment Jay became president, X claimed he tried to throw a wrench on his 6th album titled Year of the Dog, meddling with its release.
You know, like I said, I had the crazy track record, Def Jam, everything was good. You know, I go to do the 6th album, and you know,
Jay-Z became president.
Yeah. You know, when he first got the job, he hit me with the call like, "Yo, dog, inmates is running the building." Like, "Yo, you good?" Finish the album, shoot the video. What happened? Shit didn't. You know, we don't know. What you mean you don't know? How do you listen to a whole album, pick a single, shoot a video, then don't know?
In the same radio interview, DMX alleged that the reason Jay messed with his project was because he changed his mind about retirement, and he was planning a big comeback to the rap game. To do that, he needed to clear off any competition that could stand in his way. That was the last straw for X.
Okay, I see what's really good. You're trying to eliminate the competition. You know, because at first you retire, you know, then get me off the label. Now you're back rapping again. Okay. It's all good.
After this, DMX realized that the path he and Jay decided to tread in the music industry was at opposite ends. Jay wanted to cozy up with the shady big dogs at the higher end of the industry, while X just wanted to retain his artistic freedom and get paid. He called it quits with Def Jam not long after and signed a deal with Columbia Records. That's why X never really got to trust Jay. He felt like Jay was ready to do anything, trample on anyone just to cozy up with the big shots. But DMX kept it real, unlike Jay. He was always calling out these higher-ups, talking about label owners and their tight grips on artists' necks. And he wasn't about to bend for them or get run over, literally.
This new breed of rapper that's paying DJs to play their
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They sucking the record label executives, and it's like there's too much of that going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me be me. Let me be the artist that I am and just play my motherfucking music. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Now they want you all up under this, you know, sitting at the going to dinner with them and like that, and you know, all that favor for a favor shit. I don't get down like that. Look, I give you the music, you give my money.
In 2005, DMX dropped a song titled The Industry. In the song, he described label owners as vultures. He talked about how new artists were pressured to sell their souls, to lose their originality and their integrity for a paycheck.
The game is bullshit, man. The game is bullshit. If you want to rap or sing or whatever, don't become a part of the game. You know what? Listen to a song I called The Industry. And that pretty much explains, what the shit is about. The industry. Man, it's not the same. The industry. It's not a game. The industry. Real niggas dying to get in the industry just to find they don't fit in. The industry ain't what it used to be. The industry's trying to control the way you MC. They want you to dress like this and talk like that. But I'm going to dress like this and talk with the gap. The industry.
Now, Jay-Z was always about the business. He always looked beyond the artistry, and that's why he threaded a different path to the top. But you see, he could never shake off the allegations about him throwing his people under the bus, trampling on them in a show of power, and in the quest to maintain good relationships with the industry's higher-ups. I mean, let's be real. Over the years, he has also been accused of taking several people out. Even Dame Dash, the co-founder of Rockefeller, claimed Jay became someone else the moment he started to cozy up with these top bosses in the music business. He even name-dropped Lyor Cohen, the former Def Jam president and a close buddy of Jay. In his book, Decoded, Jay-Z referred to Cohen as his mentor. This is a man that's so unpopular for various reasons in the music business. Let's take his interview at the Breakfast Club in 2018, for example. He went on raving about the substance use crisis in the industry, talking about how he felt sad about DMX's struggle with substances. But when Charlamagne asked why he keeps signing artists that promote this kind of lifestyle, Leo straight up replied that it's just business. When Dame first called out Jay's betrayal, it felt like he was just fishing. But it all makes sense now.
One of the biggest artists you ever had had a real bad drug problem, DMX.
I'm so sad. It's the
Perks
most
and Molly's
dangerous
and-
thing that's facing our society.
So why sign an artist that would promote that?
Because I already answered that question. You weren't paying attention. She asked me talent or issues, and I said talent. But I have to I can't give up on people.
Don't you think that's hypocritical though? You're saying the
It's
opioid problem's a problem.
opportunistic. Yeah, I got people to feed. I got a business to run.
In that same interview, when asked about Dame Dash calling Lair a culture vulture, you'd be surprised at what Lair had to say. He flat out denied ever knowing Dame, despite Charlamagne reminding him that they made a lot of money together. At that moment, Lair Cohen became Liar Cohen.
So y'all made a lot of money together.
Made a lot of
Come
money.
on, Leo. Don't do that to him.
I don't know him.
You Mariah Carey.
I really don't.
I don't know her. Oh my God.
So,
You didn't know her.
I don't know what to tell you.
I know you're probably wondering how all of this connects with DMX. Word on the streets is that Lair was the one who influenced Jay-Z to meddle with DMX's 6th album studio because they didn't see eye to eye. It got even crazier after X's death. Lair had to go further by saying some really disrespectful words about X at his funeral. He couldn't even be bothered to attend in person, so he sent a recorded message. DMX was laid to rest on April 25th, 2021. And one of the people who profited most from this great talent couldn't even pay their last respects. In the voice recording he sent, he called X a gremlin and said he wasn't surprised by his death. Can you imagine that? Those are words coming from Jay-Z's mentor's lips.
The race against time was that we all know X is a gremlin and reckless and looking for a wall to crash into.
He's such a savage.
X, if you listen to X, if you see X, this is his death is no surprise. If you listen to and you watched who and what.
I can't be a part of the savagery. He's such a savage. He's a culture vulture too. Anyways, let me see. Who else do I want to play for you guys? Let's see what Nick Cannon.
If you're a billionaire now, I don't care if you married now. Like if we gonna call out everybody we calling out, then everybody got to come to the table. If you fucked a 15-year-old, I don't care who you are, you gotta.
Well, remember Tiger was with Kylie when she was a
That's
teenager.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like if you fucking 15-year-olds and you a grown ass man, there's something fucking wrong with you.
Let's just say Kylie wasn't 15 years old. I'm not trying to get any more lawyer letters here.
I don't know, but I'm just saying individuals. I didn't say anybody's name because these lawyers be calling me every day. But if you're a grown ass fucking man and you're fucking a 15-year-old, you're sick.
Right. Well, after the interview with Dame, 50 Cent, you know,
he commented. As he
does. Said say you're trying to get Jay jammed up.
I
agree.
Like I don't care if you're a billionaire now. I don't care if.
I love it. I'm here for it because he's right. All these fucking sexual deviants. Let's see, who else do I want to share? Let's listen to this one. Let's see.
And now maybe what Ryan Garcia was getting all the flack for, of all the things he was exposing in Hollywood, maybe there was some truth to what he's saying, because you have other mainstream A-list actors and entertainers coming out and exposing so much of what's going on in Hollywood, specifically some satanic and demonic contract writing and manipulation. You don't have to hear it from me first, guys. You can hear it from Nick Cannon. Man, I remember watching this guy when I was a kid on Nickelodeon, and here he is sharing candidly in an interview why it's not all that it seems when you're seeing people rise to fame in Hollywood. How did they get there? Why are they being elevated to these places? Are they, in fact, selling their souls to the devil? He's going to talk about it in this clip, but I want to show you after this one a longer clip of another guy named Dave Chappelle, and his is probably even more bone-chilling than this one. So I want you to stick around because both of these together, if you're not convinced that there's some sort of spiritual battle going on in the entertainment industry, this should hopefully convince you. So let's listen to what Nick Cannon has to say. And by the way, you know, these guys aren't saved. So if they drop a curse word here and there, forgive me. Just want you to know, if you have kids in the room, just be aware of that, because I don't control. I can't control what they're saying. But listen to the content versus how they package it, because it's really important. Check this out.
It's dark and demonic energy that this industry was built on. And people manipulate young women, they manipulate kids, and at the end of the day, it's all for the dollar and all to feed their ego. So I've seen some where you're like, that's just not right. Like, that's just, that person shouldn't be talking to that person. That person shouldn't be in the room with that person alone. When you're in this position to change people's lives, and you hold the keys to what they consider success, you see a different aspect of the person. People will do anything to achieve their goals. And then people will manipulate and misuse that energy to get what they want.
Everything that Nick
is that, I mean, that seems like a very basic concept, right? So you have these people in the entertainment industry that are promising you fame and fortune on a silver platter. And anybody in that sort of position, I mean, like, you're able to basically kind of move them and dangle a carrot on a stick in front of them to get them to do what you want them to do, so that they can get where they want to go. Are you tracking with what I'm saying here? So is that actually demonic? Well, we see in the Bible that manipulation is actually a form of witchcraft, right? So whether you're not believing Jesus, we can agree that there is something really seedy going on if that's how people act. I want to ask you, though, real quick about Nick Cannon. I saw an interview where Nick Cannon was interviewing another man of God, a prophet specifically. And I'm just wondering, is God getting a hold of this guy's heart? If you've seen some other things with Nick Cannon recently, this is the one clip I've seen recently of him exposing this stuff. Let me know in the comments. What's going on in Nick Cannon's life? Do you think that God is reeling this guy in and bringing him into the kingdom of light? But I do want to...
I just have to say, can we just take one look at Nick Cannon's whole facial expression, the glasses that match the turban? He's serious, and I just cannot. But I'm here for it. He's standing in whatever it is. He's very confident. I'm gonna say it like that. But just looking at his face with the turban and the glasses, I'm just like, whoa. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Okay.
I'm going to show you this next clip of Dave Chappelle, because this one is pretty mind-blowing, how he breaks down the contracts, how the contracts are written. So you might think, okay, so what's the big deal? He's talking about manipulation happening. First of all, that's just straight up evil. So we can't write that off, especially when it comes to kids. But is there sort of a satanic nature behind this stuff that actually goes deeper? In this clip, Dave Chappelle is going to break it down a lot more intentionally. But what I want to ask you first is, are you seeing this? Are you seeing this happen in the culture? Are you seeing this happen in the entertainment industry? To me, you can't open up your eyes outside in the world and not see that there's a demonic agenda always being pushed down our throats, being pushed in front of our faces. And it's happening even in the big business world. I mean, you have Target with what they do in June on Pride Month and what they're pushing in front of people's faces. And my question to you is, do you want to be a part of funding those movements and those agendas? Or do you want to take that money that you'd be spending month to month anyway on things like soap, shampoo, laundry detergent, protein powder, non-perishable items, and move that towards a company that actually is made in America manufacturing, producing non-toxic products? By the way, you need to clean your home because a lot of the products that you have are actually killing you, all the chemicals that are in them. And probably most importantly to me, promoting non-woke messages and values. Well, I want to tell you that today you can actually learn how you can make a simple switch with your purchasing power every single month, and you can stop buying products from these companies.
Because that's what they call us. Do you know why Prince, the famous rock star that was a friend of mine, do you know why he called himself the artist when he came back? He calls himself the artist because that's what they call us in our contracts. Oh, these contracts are crazy. You should hear the terminology they say in these contracts. To use your name and likeness in perpetuity throughout the universe. Who the could possibly know what that means? Nobody does. It's so complicated, in fact, that when you're a kid like me, you have to hire somebody to tell you what that means. And you sit down at a table and you do the contract game. And that's how I got with Comedy Central. I signed the contract. But I signed the contract the way the 28-year-old expectant father that was broke signs a contract. I was desperate. I needed a way out. And it wasn't good money and it wasn't good circumstances. But what else am I going to do, I said. And all these white people sitting at that table told me, trust us, Dave, it's a good contract. And I looked around the table and they all seemed...
Why is it always the white people, man? What? Yo.
Because it's always your people. Stop it.
Anyway, I just thought that was kind of funny.
To agree it was a good contract. But what if it was like that game of 3-Card Monte? What if they were all friends and I didn't know it? This fucking industry is a monster. It's the same monster that these Me Too bitches was trying to tell you about. But they hate the monster for how it fucks. And I hate that monster for how it eats. But my God, man, it's the same monster. I'm up here.
So here's what's interesting. I mean, Dave Chappelle is a comedian, but he's not getting any laughs as he's talking about this. You can tell that he's getting very serious about what's going on. And do you remember what happened with Dave Chappelle? Like, they thought he was crazy. The whole mainstream media called him crazy for, turning down some like multi-million-dollar contract. And then he flew to Africa and lived in Africa for a while. People thought he lost his mind. Maybe he was just trying to escape the craziness of Hollywood. And we think that he's crazy because he's turning down money and fame and all that sort of stuff, when he's probably like, no, you have no idea what the cost.
I remember when his contract was up with Comedy Central, or he was trying to renegotiate it or something. Dave Chappelle was, and he went on Oprah, and you can go watch the clip because this is what the tagline was. It was like, not the tagline, what is it called? Like the cliffhanger or whatever in the commercial, right? Or the ad. And it was like Dave Chappelle was talking about, what happened to him. And he almost said, so he was basically saying they were offering him $50 million. And like, to the world, right? All of us broke people. And if you don't have $50 million, people that don't have $50 million, we consider ourselves broke. I don't have 50 million. I don't have 1 million. So therefore I'm broke. But no, my point is, when he was sitting there talking to Oprah, he was about to say they can have the $50 million back or something, or he doesn't want it or something. And Oprah ineffectively just was like, before he could get it all the way out, she was like, pause. She didn't want him to say that because she knew it's sort of like incriminating yourself or saying he was stepping a foot too far. But at the time when I was listening to this, I was just kind of like, okay, Oprah just saved him from saying something that he'll maybe regret later because it's public. It's on Oprah. It's going to go everywhere because she was the queen of TV at the time, and could do no wrong. And everybody who's somebody is going to see this. Anybody in the industry that matters, they're going to see it. And so she was trying to save him from it, is what I thought. And I'm not saying that wasn't the case. I just don't know. But now listening to what he's saying now, when I think about it, I'm like, was she just keeping the gate? Was she just the gatekeeper at the time? And, or did she genuinely care that he was about to step over this line and he can't walk it back? Because I believe very strongly he was about to say something like, they can keep the money, I don't want the money, or something like that. And the other thing I wanted to say, a trend is, if we can't control you, this is my opinion of the industry, and it doesn't matter what industry you're in. If you're in the sports industry, entertainment industry, or any entertainment industry, let me say it like that. if we can't control you, we'll just say you're insane. If we can't control you, we'll just say you have a drug problem. If we can't control you, we'll just say you're mentally ill. You're going through something. If we can't control you, we'll say that you're a thief. Or they love to add in there. They love to poke at your credibility before you open your mouth. It's the reason that if a sex worker goes missing or is found dead somewhere, that she won't matter. It's the credibility. You will see the pimp or the killer walk free because of what she did, was looked down upon in society, right? So you stab at her credibility from the beginning and no one will care. So that when they do come out and they say something, no matter what they say, the public or the people that heard you say they're just crazy or they're just on drugs, all you're going to hear and see is, yeah, they're saying that, but they're not well. Yeah, Kanye is saying that, but he's crazy. And let me be very clear. I disagree with like 98% of some of the shit that Kanye says, because he isn't, in my opinion, I don't agree with him, and I don't think he's a decent human being. I think he may have started out that way, but I think he's lost his path a long time ago. But anyways, but that being said, that's all someone has to say to get away with whatever they want to get away with is, well, Kanye's crazy. So if they're telling the world, if Comedy Central and whoever their parent company is and the parent company of that parent company, all they have to say is, we offered Dave Chappelle this really lucrative deal and da-da-da-da-da. And he ran off somewhere, and who the hell knows where he went. But we have an update. He's in South Africa. And automatically, even if all they said is we offered him a deal and he didn't sign it, anybody that says, after they say that, anybody that says, well, Dave Chappelle didn't sign that $50 million contract, the first thing they're going to think is he's crazy. Who walks away from $50 million? Nobody. Not a sane person. So the fact that they've already put it out there, well, he's crazy. He had a mental breakdown, or he went to rehab, but for exhaustion or whatever it is. Their AKA word is for someone's insane. Someone shouldn't be credible. The moment they say you're insane, that you're on a substance, that you've done something bad, whatever it is already turning the people's mindset to, we can't fully trust or believe what this person is about to say, no matter what it is. Look at that one lady, Amanda Bynes. She, in my opinion, was getting sexually assaulted by her dad and by that Dan Schneider guy, and manipulated and whatever else. It's my opinion. It's not, I don't have any facts. I don't know. I wasn't there. It's all alleged. But what I'm saying is, they made that lady look crazy. And I'm saying, if your daddy is screwing you, and then he hands you off to go work with someone who's screwing you, and you only 12, 13 years old, yeah, you look crazy because you're trying to cope with the craziest fucked up situation. So yeah, I'm a little crazy. But they do that so that when you bring the truth, it all still sounds like she's not well. And if she's not well, we can't possibly believe what she's saying. It's sort of like what I think one of my fears as a child, or maybe as a teenager, I feared this. You know how you watch those movies where a person gets put in a psych ward, and then they're trying to say, no, it's really my parents are crazy, or no, my friends are and they are really sane, and they have really been falsely accused and put into a sane asylum, for whatever reason, to serve someone else's agenda, right? And they're not crazy. They're not. But then you get trapped there, and no matter what you say, it's almost like the more you say you're not crazy, the crazier they think you are. I used to fear that. I'm like, oh my God, what if I got, somehow caught up in there and they're like, oh yeah, she's supposed to be here. I got admitted there. And I wasn't awake when they admitted me or whatever. And then you got stuck there and you don't have a phone call you can make, nobody that can really verify, whatever it is. That used to be my fear as a child. I'm like, oh, I don't ever want to go to a psych ward. Now I've worked in several psych wards, so it's the irony. So no, they're not gonna just willy-nilly keep you there because you have to have a chart, they have to do an assessment, a doctor has to evaluate you, all these different things. So nobody's just gonna accidentally like leave you locked inside of a psych ward. But my point is, all they have to do is say you're crazy. Think about all the other people that you've watched over the years. I'm thinking about 2 other comedians that they said was wackadoodle and crazy. Cat Williams is one of them. Because I bought the Pimp Chronicles, however many DVDs he made. I bought them and I had them, right, for years. And then it seemed like there was a gap in time where it felt like at least 10 years. Hadn't heard one peep from Cat Williams. And I had heard over the years, oh, he went crazy. He was on drugs and this, that, and third. It just seemed bizarre to me. I never really fully believed it. But I was like, okay, well, maybe he is on drugs. Same thing with Martin Lawrence. I remember he went and made that the comedy tour. And he was like, run tell that. And he talked about, him smoking the ooh, which is weed, I guess. I don't know. But what they had said about him is he's crazy. He's a lunatic. He's on drugs. So no matter what they say after that, whatever precedes that, it doesn't even matter. Because they're crazy. You can't believe them that they say. And then when you add some outlandish statements to it, then it's that much more believable. So that's why I give you Kanye. Kanye does the most. And he said such egregious things about Black people, Black women, all kinds of other stuff, right? But just because he's done all of that doesn't mean he's crazy. Those statements are crazy and they work against, Black people's best interest, certainly Black men, Black women in our culture, 100%, because you got a whole bunch of people from another culture who already feel a certain way. All they need is somebody to co-sign, and Kanye is there to do it, But that being said, doesn't mean that everything he's saying is a lie. Doesn't mean that because he was bipolar at some point or is still bipolar, hypothetically or allegedly, that doesn't mean that everything he says is wrong and that we can't take none of it for truth. But Kanye is one of those people, in my opinion, it's like you have to take everything he says it's like playing 2 truths and a lie. So he tells 2 truths and 1 lie. So then what do you believe? How can you credibly believe all of it? You can't. He may be very credible in this instance and then completely uncredible in another one. Like that video where you hear him saying to some member of the paparazzi or media or whatever, and he was saying, they can't control me. They can control LeBron James. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control Beyonce and Jayz. See, it ain't no name I won't name, but they can't control me. That's the situation where it's like, I believe every word he's saying. Every single word. I believe everything he said about that. I think his, what do you call it? Gym guy, not gym guy. What is it called? Trainer or something. I can't remember exactly who this guy was, but he was affiliated with Kanye some kind of way. And Kanye basically exposed him and read his text message aloud. And basically the guy was like, if you don't get over here and you don't do this and do that, then I'm going to put you away in a psych ward and leave you there. It's the manipulation. And guess what? Nobody's going to not believe that person. Why? Because one, this person has credentials. So he must not have just been somebody from the gym. He had to have been somebody with credentials. So maybe he was a psychiatrist or some other authority in that way. But he wrote it all out plain as day. If you don't do what we tell you, if you don't do what I tell you, I'll have you locked away. What if he didn't have that on his phone? But see, that's the thing. That's one of those things where it's like, that's why you can't discount everything he's saying. That's why it's so frustrated with Kanye or people like him, because of the 2 truths and a lie. You told 2 things that were true. This guy was you know, he did text you and he did threaten you that he gonna throw you in a psych ward. That's true. And then something else might be true. Kim Kardashian might not, you know, have let you see your child or whatever, right? Those two things are true. So we may or may not believe because someone says you crazy that, you know, you have people manipulating you. Like he said in the video, they can control Beyonce and Jay-Z. They can't control me. So then when you say, oh, they are controlling, it's kind of like people give you the side eye. And I don't know if they exist. I don't know. All I can tell you is the whole industry is on mute. Nobody has anything to say. And how you can, for at least over a year now, keep everybody silent, nobody have anything to say. You have to say something's afoot here. And I think that's what Dave Chappelle is, you know, getting at. It's like you think it's one thing over here, but you get over here and it's a whole nother bag of worms. But let's finish listening. Hold on.
That comes with choosing that lifestyle.
Doing something that nobody else in this business has the balls to do. I'm telling you something that you need to know. I'm trying to explain to you what you're seeing. You don't understand what you're seeing. I am publicly flogging a network. And I know that this network niggas, they watching me and they saying, why are you doing this so publicly? Doesn't feel good to be flogged publicly. Oh, believe me, I know. I know exactly how that feels. When I quit my show, they said I was crazy. What was crazy about it? I just didn't want to do it anymore.
Remember when he said when he quit his show, that's when they were calling him crazy because he was like, I'm not trying to be a part of this system anymore.
They said I smoked crack. That's impossible. I was a devout Muslim. I didn't smoke or drink. But I do now, bitch, because you ruined my fucking life. Now it's their turn. This is their first lesson, and I'm honored to give it to them.
So you hear him talking about how his life got so ruined that he departed from what was his faith, right? He was a Muslim at the time. Man, you might be thinking, well, I'm glad that I'm not in Hollywood because, that would be really rough. And I don't know if I could ever recover from that. But let me tell you, what you're hearing from this guy, what you're hearing from Dave Chappelle, this is how a lot of people are living today. You might not even realize this, but you are living under the same yoke of bondage as this guy if you haven't surrendered your life to Jesus. You might.
I agree. Let's see. Okay, let's watch this one.
Light on Kevin Hart, saying like, "Yo, I put you in your first movie. I put you on." Yeah, do they owe him anything from your lens?
I'll go to each one. You said Kanye, right?
Yep.
They keep talking about Jay-Z's a billionaire, and y'all keep nut eating these planners. Jay-Z ain't doing nothing for us.
Jay-Z didn't believe in Kanye. It was Dame that brought in Kanye. Jay-Z didn't get believed in by the record labels himself. It was Dame and Biggs that invested in Jay. And then even recently, he's kind of also put a spotlight on Kevin Hart, saying like, "Yo, I put you in your first movie. I put you on." Yeah, do they owe him anything from your lens?
I'll go to each one. You said Kanye, right?
Yep.
I don't feel I'm gonna say nobody really owes anybody anything, you know what I'm saying, outside of your parents. for giving you life. You know what I'm saying? But I think that there should be some reciprocation in the people that you do help. You know what I'm saying? If you are a person of morals and integrity. Now, in Kanye case, I was there the day Dame signed him. You know what I'm saying? He jumped up and down like a fool in the office. He ran all through. He asked for a key. Do I get a key card now? And they like, he think he get a key card to the office because he signed his artist, right? But I don't feel like Kanye owes anything to Dame other than the opportunity that Dame gave him, right? So if Dame is in a jam or he's messed up or he needs a job, I can't see Kanye saying no. You know, I'm not saying forever.
And he has, though. To me, he's been the most visible one.
Right.
That
has.
It seemed like Dame could make a call if he needed Kanye show.
Right, because that's who Kanye is in his heart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Jay, on the other hand, yes, Jay does owe it to Dame but he owes Dame.
For sure.
Right? The reason I say he owes Dame, because Dame believed in him when nobody else did, right? That wouldn't be the reason, but Dame invested money in him, right? That wouldn't be the reason, right? They had success together. They made it rich. That wouldn't even be the reason. The reason why Jay owes Dame is because he made a conscious effort with Steve Stout and others to stop Dame from prospering. So that's why he will owe him, because he deliberately put a banana in his tailpipe so his car couldn't move. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
He stabbed his tire. You know what I'm saying? So to speak. You know what I'm saying? So that's why Jay owes Dame, because Dame could still have the potential to be something big, but they made a conscious effort to make sure that he did. So that's why Jay still owes Dame.
And I would guess that's why he's in the position he's in now, where he has to sell off his 1/3 share of Rockefeller.
Well, that's also part of.
I was gonna say, is that orchestrated?
That's not orchestrated, because Dame is financially in a space where he has to sell that to pay off one of his debts. Had he had not a debt, he would still be able to hold on to that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to put that on Jay, because that's just, well, technically, Jay is maybe part of the reason why Dame may not have the money to pay off that debt, because you blocked his career.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
And then my last person was Kevin Hart, and then we could...
And then Kevin Hart also, I believe, once again, he don't owe Dame nothing, right? But I feel like Kevin Hart should also give Dame, if he see Dame down on his luck, give him the opportunity to he should be able to, Dame should be able to get a life raft from Kevin Hart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's crazy, because we was talking about $823,000 that Dame owed from that lawsuit.
Yeah, that's short dough for Kevin Hart.
And for anyone that I thought Dame might have been around.
Jay, Kanye, or Kevin Hart, right? But that is a lot of money to just be given to somebody.
It
right?
is, but at that level.
But you can make him work for it. You can help him. You know what I'm saying? In other ways. And Kevin Hart, you know what I'm saying? He's another person that, him, Kanye, and Jay, they all in that same club, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then people want to choose to believe it or not, right? And being that they all in that same club and they took that oath, they all can't
touch him.
They can't assist. You know what I'm saying? Kanye is kind of like...
He's Kanye, so he can do...
He's a rogue cop, so to speak. Kanye go rogue and do what the hell he want to do. You know what I'm saying? But for the oath that...
They are part of that club. All I thought was, what club? Are they talking about the Illuminati? I don't know. I don't believe in one entity controlling the whole world and all of the things that they do, who can be famous and who can't. But I wonder, is that what he's referring to? So let me see. Let's listen to it again.
These niggas, the brotherhood that they're in, I'll say, they stick together. Kanye go rogue and do what the hell he wants.
Touch him.
They can't assist. Say Kanye is kind of like, they all can't
touch him.
They can't assist. Say Kanye is kind of like,
he's Kanye, so he can do.
People want to choose to believe it or not, right? And being that they all in that same club and they took that oath.
You see what he said?
They all
club and took that oath. What oath?
Can't
touch him.
They can't assist. Say Kanye is kind of like,
he's Kanye, so he can do.
He's a rogue cop, so to speak. Kanye go rogue and do what the hell he want to do. You know what I'm saying? But for the oath that these niggas, the brotherhood that they're in, I'll say, they stick together. Kanye kind of had broke off from that. So Kevin Hart may want to help Dame, but can't help Dame. It's like Jayz. He can't help. You see a community center in Marcy?
Right.
You see a boys club or any, nothing. Yeah. All y'all fools out here that keep talking about Jay-Z's a billionaire and y'all keep nut eating these planners. What is this? This dude got $1 billion and don't got a school, a community center, an outreach program, or nothing. Yo, man. Y'all can eat the whole warehouse of planners. Jay-Z ain't doing nothing for us. At least Puff gave us Revolt World, which is coming back in September, and I'll be there. But, brother, this dude got $1 billion and don't got a homeless shelter. $1 billion.
All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this teaser. You can watch the full interview right now at hypersclub.com, along with more behind the scenes and additional content.
One other thing I wanted to share. Let me see. Oh my God. Okay. Here we go.
It's not that the rapper, that's not it. That's a misconception. What it is, it's about control. See, that's what makes it, that's why you see, like, wow, Jamie Foxx, you would say that? Because they're in a bind, because see, Jay-Z's not, but once you reach a certain level, you have to give something up. There's something that you're going to give up, because you got to be down with that crew. And how do I know? Because it happened to me. That is why I'm standing here talking right now. I reached a certain level in that station. What I'm saying, what's happened is it was passed down to to everyone in the urban industry. So now you have a rapper who will get turned out by a high-ranking label exec because, well, what you gonna do? I mean, if I want to be a rapper and I walk in the label exec tells me that this is what I need to do for him because, hey, he put my album on when I really wasn't that talented, but they pushed me because they saw that I was something that they could sell. So when you bring me in a room and there's my favorite rapper right there who's in the same room, so that must mean he must have committed the same act as I did. So at the end of the day, depending on where your level is within yourself, you go do it. And it's easy for those of us to sit back and say we wouldn't do it. But the majority of us will never fulfill our dreams. So we'll never be in a position to say what we would or would not do.
You shit me.
What up, Night Nation? It's your boy, Stevie Knight. About to get on one of these things. You feel me? It was good to watch. Night Watch, man. Peter Drip, shop, StevieKnight.com. Link for that description box below, man. I had to stop it where I stopped it, bro. I had planned to play the whole thing for y'all, bro. But it's like just rocking out to it towards the intro. Like, nah, absolutely not, fam. Absolutely not, fam, bro. I don't give a damn, dog. You could put a table of $1 billion in front of me, bro. I have to do what? I have to do what? Now, that's a cope, fam. That is a cope, fam. You don't know what you would have did in that situation. I just the fuck I would. Yes, the fuck I would, bro. You mean I'm about to fucking sell my butthole to be rich and probably be broke on the side of the goddamn road to do some shit like that, bro? Yeah, I mean, just show how fucking weak and feeble these motherfuckers is, dog. But anyway, if you don't know who that is, that's D Brad. That's an old ass video too. They say it's about 24, 25 years ago where he's speaking on like the inner workings of Hollywood and the industry and how they try to control motherfuckers, bro. And no shit, bro. At this point, if you follow the channel enough, you are very informed on a lot of what's going on, a lot of the conspiracy, a lot of shit that has been proven, dog. A lot of which Diddy is about to be on trial for here pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? But this whole control factor, bro, like Jayz ain't gay. You know what I'm saying? These rappers ain't gay. It's just a control thing. They're just doing what they think everybody else is doing. No, fam. No, fam. Yeah, I mean, I know this is in support of the destruction of that shit, man, but we got to keep it a spade. And that's everything wrong with society today. A man ain't a woman ain't a man. Fat ain't skinny, and skinny ain't fat, bro. And if you as a man are able to allow another man to penetrate your booty hole, dog, I don't give a fuck how you feel about it. What you identify as, bro, that's gay. That's gay. You know what I'm saying? You suck another man's tip, I don't give a damn what the case may be. That's gay. You know what I mean? But anyway, it's an old ass video, bro. You know what I mean, we'll ride through the whole video, bro, because it's dope that he's calling this shit out that fucking long ago, bro. You know what I mean? But yeah, he's a producer. Worked with everybody. He was a producer of Rap City. He was doing big things. We'll dive into it a little bit, man, but this is always just interesting. You know what I'm saying? Diving down the rabbit hole and all this shit, seeing how deep these holes go, no Diddy, and how much footage we have or how much documentation we have tracking this shit back. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, bro, I'd be curious to know how many people are surprised by the fact that Diddy's in this situation. You know what I'm saying? Especially with him, dog. This whole gay narrative, this whole demonic narrative, and following him since the longest, bro. I could remember as a little kid watching like BET Comic View and Def Comedy Jam of all these comedians roasting the fuck out of Diddy, talking about this gay shit for the longest, right? But nobody ever came out and said anything about it or accused them like legitimately. It was all like hearsay, but it was always there. I mean, and that was like surface level shit, but then you got footage of motherfuckers actually calling this shit out back then. But you know what I'm saying? Nobody gave it no attention. They didn't want the fucking machine to stop. Everybody scared to do whatever, say whatever. Motherfuckers are still scared to say shit now.
Mm-hmm. These are the facts. He says, what kind of shirt is he wearing? I don't like him. He looks like a Diddy boy too. He's defending Jay-Z because it ruins his man crush of Jay-Z. This man is gay too. I don't think so. I think he's married, and I certainly don't think he's gay. I mean, the way he talks terribly about gay people would make me think he's certainly not gay, but I don't know that because I don't know this man. But what I will say is, don't let his shirt deceive you, because usually his shirt has a positive message, even though we can only see a portion of it. So if it says hoes or whatever, I can promise you at the bottom of it, it's something more. It's not what you think it is. So he has a lot of shirts like that, because like he has a shirt that says something like, I got 99 problems, but being a man ain't one, or something like that. It's always in the breadth of something more positive or enlightening or insightful. It's usually not what you actually see is what you get with him. But I think you should go watch some of his videos. I like him. I think I like him mostly because He's not one of these people or these men out here that automatically believe that a woman has to, if she's accusing somebody of sexual assault, she has to be lying and she's doing it for a money grab. And we need way more men, to me, that think like that. That think everybody don't have to think like me, because I know how I'm going to think. I've been working in this industry for 20 plus years, so I know I'm always going to believe the victim. But not everybody thinks like that, and that's okay. It's okay to have a difference of opinion. But a lot of times in our society, the first thing they say is, "Oh, it's a money grab," or "Oh, she wants money," or whatever it is. And a lot of times that's just the thought process, and people leave it there. So it's very refreshing to me when you have a man who's saying, "Yo, this man was, doing some horrible ish to kids and women and this, that, and the third." And I support that, because a lot of times a lot of men don't do that, at least publicly. But I think, is inside of I don't know how exactly he's attached to the music industry, but I do believe he is one of those people that knows industry people. But again, I don't know this man. I just watched his channel a few times and liked what he had to say. So that's why I'm playing some of the things that he has to say. He says, "Oh my God, he is raw." He says, "I don't like the way he speaks. He automatically is assuming that Jay-Z is not gay." When did he say that? Just because Jay-Z, just because he likes Jay-Z. Oh, I think maybe you didn't hear it right. Maybe I have to go back and listen to it, but I don't think he's team Jay-Z in any way. I've watched some other videos where he talked about Jay-Z and he's not a fan. Maybe I missed one that he, is saying he likes Jay-Z, but I don't think he likes any of these people. Because I've listened to him say, things like, "Oh, it's like I don't even know what I can listen to anymore." And I agree with him. I'm like, I don't either. It's almost like you want to be ignorant and put your head in the sand, because it's like, oh my God, I love this movie. I love this music, or whatever. And then you come to find out these people are dwindling, in little kids' booty holes. And you just kind of like, damn, now I can't listen to this either. It's almost like you got to pack up all your music and everything you loved as a child or in your early teens or early 20s and be like, I can't listen to none of this shit no more. That's how I feel. And I think he's said that a few times. But again, I haven't watched every single one of this man's videos, so maybe he is saying things that are off. He is on here. She is going in. He said a broken clock can be right twice a day, but I still don't like it. I can't take it. Yeah, he is attached to the music industry. So he says he's attached to the music industry because he was at the Diddy parties. Really? You saw him at a Diddy party? I never heard him say that. But again, I don't watch every single video, so I don't know. Maybe he did say it. He says, "I told everybody last year, cut all the music off and listen to covers." Oh, you're funny. He's a mess. He says, "Yes, pack it up, babe. We have to find a new sound." Yeah, exactly. And I hate that because it's so much music that I love. And I remember years ago, I said this, and it's one of the songs that we dance to at every cookout. You know that song, Bell Biv DeVoe, when they say backstage, underage, adolescent. It's like I remember jamming that in the 80s or 90s or whenever that came out, right? And even at every big party I've ever thrown, at some point, we playing that song and everybody's gonna get on the floor. That song, I think it's called Poison, right? But they're literally telling us out loud that there are girls that are gonna come backstage and they're underage and that they know this and they're still gonna proceed. And yet I'm like, damn it, that's one of my favorite party songs, and we can't play it no more because y'all out here just wilding, like just doing the most egregious things. So I guess I'm gonna have to go look. Oh, Jesus. E over here got me thinking about this man, Mr. Stevie Knight. I like Stevie Knight, but I mean, I don't want to be ignorant for the whole video. So maybe Stevie Knight, or maybe I have to go and look at something. Send me a clip or something, E, so I can see what you're talking about, because I'm not sure what you're talking about. I haven't seen him, like give Jay-Z some sort of pass or anything like that.
But anyway, let's dive back into this video, bro.
It's not that the rapper. That's not it. That's a misconception. What it is, it's about control.
That too.
That's what makes it. That's why you see, like, wow, Jamie Foxx, you would say that.
It's like the only way a motherfucker couldn't be gay is if like he was held the fuck down or drugged. You know what I'm saying? If it was taken from your ass. You know what I'm saying? Literally taken from your ass. All right, you ain't gay. Or you got drugged up, you ain't gay. But if you made a conscious effort, a conscious decision to participate into some homosexual activities because of the benefit that you're gonna get from.
Hold on. But the guy that we were just listening to, that other video, this choke no joke guy, he said at the beginning of that video, he was like, y'all think I don't want to. Okay, I'm gonna paraphrase it. I think this is what he said, but you can go back and watch the video. But he said something to the effect of like, y'all don't think that Jay-Z gay? He said something like that, and then he was like, okay, okay, and it's like y'all gonna find out. And then he starts talking about how Jay-Z is gonna be indicted too and some other stuff. But when he said that, I was like, whoa. But this is the thing. I never heard one whiff of Diddy being gay until this whole thing started. Not one whiff. Not ever. But I also wasn't, checking for him like that. But I just never heard anything on the news. I never heard no scandal online. Like, never, not one thing. So it's very interesting to me that, I listen, I don't want to say just because you associate with someone that's gay and you're a man, then by default, you're probably gay too. I don't want to say that because I don't think that's true. However, with Jay-Z and his super, super duper close affiliation with P. Diddy and how there's been so many clips that you see where Diddy, like, for example, that clip where everybody, so I think it's Jadakiss at the table, Fabulous is at the table, some other person that I can't remember, and Diddy. And Diddy is saying to Fabulous, he's like, hey, me and you need to party. Me and you ain't never really partied. And Fabulous is like, yeah, I invited you to my party. Yeah. He's like, no, but you and me ain't never really partied. And so it's kind of like, it's cringe. So it makes me think like, do you have, if you're going to be in a circle with Jay-Z, with Diddy, do you have to be turned out to? Because that's what it kind of sounds like. And if you're that close to him, Jay-Z, I'm like, how, I don't know. I'm going to say this. I can't say for sure, but it feels to me that I'm gonna say it like this. I'm not gonna be shocked if someone comes out and says Jay-Z is gay or someone claims it or that he's on a video. And this is the thing, do whatever. I don't care. It's none of my business. But I won't be shocked. I can't put nothing past nobody now. It's crazy. It's crazy. But anyway, let's finish listening.
Motherfucker, you are gay. Why are you gay? Why are you gay? Because you a bitch. You don't want to come out here. You don't want to come out here and work and get it the real way. You know what I'm saying? The gritty way, the hard way. You don't want to fucking bleed, sweat, cry for that shit. You want the easy fucking road, which is to sell the fucking booty hole. You know what I'm saying? Up on your OnlyFans tip. That's everything wrong with society today. That's everything wrong with society today, bro. Taking the easy way out. Nobody's shamed to do shit no more, bro. Morals is upside down. We're as secular can get, bro. No one gives a fuck about the right thing to do anymore. It's all about the easiest way and the most attention and what crazy things you can do to garner attention. It's not about what you're made of, what you can do, and your credibility, your actual talents. You know what I mean? It's how many dicks you can take. Are you willing to take some dick? Oh, fuck out of here, bro. But anyway, let's continue.
Because they're in a bind because, see, Jay-Z's not. But once you reach a certain level, you have to give something up. There's something that you're going to give up because you got to be down with that crew. And how do I know? Because it happened to me. That is why I'm standing here talking right now. I reached a certain level in that station. What I'm saying, what's happened is it was passed down to to everyone in the urban industry. So now you have a rapper who will get turned out by a high-ranking label exec because, well, what you gonna do? I mean, if I want to be a rapper and I walk in and the label exec tells me that this is what I need to do for him because, hey, he put my album on when I really wasn't that talented, but they pushed me because they saw that I was something that they could sell. So when you bring me in the room and there's my favorite rapper right there who's in the same room, so that must mean he must have committed the same act as I did. So at the end of the day, depending on where your level is within yourself, you go do it. And it's easy for those of us to sit back.
Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Tell me you a bitch without telling me you a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be fair, if it's on some Usher, Bieber shit, when these motherfuckers are like groomed as little kids or whatnot, you don't know nothing about nothing. That's just predatory behavior on motherfuckers that are oblivious to what the hell's going on. But if you a grown ass consenting adult and you come up here with this logic of why you're gonna do this gay ass shit, bro. Nah, you gay as fuck. You worse than gay, bro, because you gay and you a whole bitch.
Wait,
you know what I'm saying?
no.
You selling your fucking soul, bro, and you've come up with some bullshit ass justification for it, bro. He this record is about to put me on. I'm about to be famous as fuck, dog. It's like you letting the motherfucker shit on your chest to get paid. What you doing is worse. You know what I'm saying? Getting shitted on is crazy, but a man taking it up the ass. What? This bullshit ass cope. You don't know what you would do in that situation, right? You don't know how it is, right? Something you're willing to die for. You're working so hard for it, and keep working hard for it, dog. Keep working hard for it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know it's deep rooted in that, bro, but just as a lesson today, as shit today. And it's easy to fucking circumvent this shit now just because of social media and whatnot. You don't need these fucking big wig record execs to be popping, right? You can go out there on your own, do it on your own terms, not have to rely on nobody to fucking do shit where you ain't gonna be taking up dash. Like if you get caught up here now on some gay shit, on somebody trying to goddamn coerce you into taking up the butt, bro, you're a fucking idiot. Like how? Because you don't need them motherfuckers, bro. So I give them that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Back then, record execs and all that shit, they had this shit pretty tight hold. So you really can't, you couldn't get popping if you didn't fondle in that shit. Well, then I guess I'm not about to be doing this shit, bro. This ain't meant for me. Because I'm not about to be doing this gay shit. I'm not about to fucking sell my soul for something that I fucking love to get on. Fuck out of here, bro. It's so ironic that these idols have been people's role models and gods to your laymen, to the sheep out here, when at the end of the day they're the furthest from it, right? People out here praising the Biebers and the Ushers and the who else? I mean, the Diddy's and whomever else that were out here doing the fucking most to get on, and people looking at these fools like they goddamn rock stars, gods, and all types of shit. You know, but unbeknownst to them, these motherfuckers are out here sucking all the record exec dick to be at that level. What? But that's the mind fuck, though. That's the mind fuck, dog. Like, who really running this shit? Who really got them in this shit, bro? Dog. All these motherfuckers is pawns. Your idol is a pawn. Your idol is a sucker. Your idol's a bitch.
Oh,
right? It's like, how many of y'all motherfuckers' favorite rappers have sold their soul, bro? How would you feel if your favorite rapper, if you found out your favorite rapper sold his butt to get on? There's a high likelihood that your favorite rapper did sell his butt. If he's not independent. If he's independent, you know what I mean? If he's independent out here doing all his own shit, bro, respect. And they probably getting a better cut than these motherfuckers that are getting put on anyway, dog. That's why you got to respect the Tech Nines, right? The Tech Nines. Independent as independent can get, fool. You know him motherfucker ain't selling no butt. Fuck out of here, bro. I don't need to be worldwide like that. I'm not about to have my booty hole worldwide to get worldwide. Fuck out of here, bro. Shit crazy as hell, man. And I know this video is old as fuck, but just the cope. And because it's way past this now, I've heard other interviews of him talking since then. But nah, bro. If you sitting there coming up with all this shit, trying to make yourself feel better about yourself before you suck this.
Wait. You don't.
Fuck no. Anyway, let's continue.
Say we wouldn't do it. But the majority of us will never fulfill our dreams. So we'll never be in a position to say what we would or would not do.
That ain't the dream for me then. That's what it is, dog. Like, if you got to do that to fulfill your dreams, is that really your fucking dream? Makes no sense. I gotta do what to reach my dreams? That ain't part of my dreams. I guess I can't. That's not gonna be it, right? And then once you get into Hollywood and you get popping and you can't do shit no more and you don't get no privacy and motherfuckers on your ass and creating these false ass headlines, like these popping ass polarizing people be depressed in a motherfucker, going through all types of anxiety and depression and shit because can't nobody relate to them. They feel isolated, can't trust nobody, bro. Like fuck that, dog. Y'all can have that fame and the glitz and the glamour and bitch.
He a myth. Okay, let's see. He says, I believe Choke, no joke. I believe him too. Yep. He says, I've always thought Diddy was gay ever since I saw him on Drink Champs. Oh, because you said he kept calling Fabulous Daddy. Yeah. I didn't see that until this whole stuff started. That's what I'm saying. I didn't know. I ain't know none of that because I didn't watch Drink Champs. I didn't even know what it was. But now I'm like, oh, it just sounds like a very, very dark. The music industry or the entertainment industry just sounds like a very, very dark place now. And maybe it's always been that way. I don't know. But if people who wanted to get on, so to speak, knew what we knew then, what we know now, they probably wouldn't have wanted to get on, is my opinion. But I think a lot of people were naive or weren't in a position to where they were really protected. So, they ended up like a Justin Bieber or Usher or whomever else. And it's unfortunate. But let's finish listening.
I play the background and get my check. I don't need nobody to know who the fuck I am.
You understand what I'm saying? We'll never be in that position because before I got there, I would say the same thing until I got there. You understand? So I literally lived the devil taking me to the mountain and saying, you can go to the left, you have all of this. And I was there. It was ritualistically done. 3 straight weekends. They do everything in threes. 3 weekends in a row. Hey, D-Brad, let's go hang out. And every weekend, he kept beating me in the head. Get rid of this Rap City, man. You can do more than Rap City, D-Brad. You can do more than you can come with us. We go to Joey hanging in VIP. Get me everything I want. Then every time we hung out, it was the same way. Then they bring me to the back room. And in the back room, they had this long table with a white sheet set out. I mean, beautiful thing. Looked like the damn Last Supper. On one end is Derek Jeter. There's Stephon Marbury. I'm trying to talk to the model chick. She's like, nah, D-Brad, come on, sit right here. We get inside the limo. We're in the car. The man standing across looking at me like I owe him something now. And while he's doing that, he's sitting there with his legs spread open, rubbing his. Now, I'm in a situation where I'm like, no, what am I going to do for this? So for me, I had to turn that away. But what the hell that I caught after that? I've been homeless. I've had my name destroyed. I was ashamed of myself. I went from being a man to nothing because I would not cross over.
If you're unfamiliar with the story too, he's talking about I think the president of BET. I'll pull up the fucking interview with y'all next time, bro, because this video is getting kind of long at this point, man. But yeah, he got tried by industry execs trying to give him the fucking world, but he had to suck the tip first, bro. And the motherfucker said, hell to the fuck. No, you got to give it up for a motherfucker to be real with himself and not cross over and do the fucking demonic shit to get on, bro. And at the same time, I see where it's coming from. You're trying to like get us to understand those who actually be out here doing that fuck shit to get on. But nah, there's nothing you can tell me. This motherfucker here to get me to empathize or understand or sympathize for a fool that a grown ass consenting man to come out here and be doing some fucking.
Yeah, I hear him what he's saying. But I also believe that easier said than done. I guess, I can't see a scenario where I would be willing to compromise my integrity for money. Not like that. That everything you're compromising your integrity when something goes against your moral compass or your moral code or your upbringing and whatever it is you believe, whether or not it's gay or otherwise. If it goes against what you believe, then and you're willing to give that up for a check, it's just It's not a good look. I can't ever see a scenario where I would be willing to do that. But some people are, you know? So anyway, I'm at the end of all my videos that I had to show you guys. I think I'm gonna go watch The Real Housewives or Potomac. I haven't watched any of that this week or last week because I've been busy with Christmas and everything. But anyway, guys, Happy New Year, happy holidays. Please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. It's the free and easy way to support my channel. Y'all have a good rest of your day or evening rather, because I'm sure it's nighttime and I don't even realize it because I've been in here all day. Bye, guys. Thank you for tuning in to Chanel's Reality. I'm Chanel, and this has been my reality. Have a good night.